The Grey Man Podcast is a veteran-run platform dedicated to sharing authentic experiences from current and former service members. These stories are shared to foster connection, understanding and support within the veteran community. Episodes may contain raw, emotionally charged content that some listeners may find distressing. Listener discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed by guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Grey Man Podcast, its host or affiliated partners. The Grey Man Podcast assumes no liability for any statements, opinions or representations made by guests during interviews or discussions.
Hope I make it home alive. Oh, hey, Dad, remember that young boy you once taught how to fight? He's scared of death.
G'day, thanks for joining us here for another episode of the Grey Man Podcast. I'm your host, Harley Fox. Today on the show, I am joined by Kai Baldwin. Those that follow the show know that I'm sponsored by Baldwin Advocacy and Claims. And today I've got the man himself, Kai, for a conversation about all things life, military, what got him into advocacy, and broad spectrum of topics, actually. Great conversation with Kai. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. This podcast is brought to you by BAC, Baldwin Advocacy and Claims. The Grey Man Podcast is proud to partner with Kai and his team. More about that during the show. Kai, welcome, mate.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
People would have just heard a little ad run and saw a photo of you for your
self-plug. Yeah, a big self-plug.
Sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun. I'm watching a lot of it too recently, which has been awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I think I knew three of your guests in a row when we first chatted. I knew Josh, then Sean, and then obviously Cam, Evan.
I never knew.
Yeah, know them all. So it's quite a small world, the veteran community, when you go that way.
Oh, it is. Yeah. A lot of connection and bridges and stuff with this for sure. I get messages from people that I know. Go, oh, I did this and this with that person. I'm like, oh no shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a small world. It's always someone knows someone. How did you connect with Cam?
I went to one of those DIN nights.
Yeah, okay.
The Defence in Networking, I think it is.
Yep.
Down at Josh's old pub, the what was it called? One down at Albion that got closed down.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about
Josh the brewer.
Yeah, okay.
I went to one of those and he was showing me his motorbike.
Yeah, right. He's got a big GK, doesn't he?
Yeah. Fucking weapon, everything.
Big thing. Yeah, he's a good dude.
And then somebody sent me his details and said, you should interview this dude. And I messaged him and I didn't even know. I didn't put two and two together, but that's how that came about anyway.
Yeah, right. No,
he's like, I'll be the most boring podcast you've ever had.
No. He's
legal
got
jargon.
some interesting stories. And a lot of guys come to him that have been pretty shafted.
Yeah.
By defense.
No, it was well received. Like it was, in, I guess you could say it was boring because of all the legal talk and all that sort of stuff. But people want to know that stuff, right? Especially people that are getting fucked through the system.
And you don't know what you don't know. The amount of times he said stuff to me and I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty rough. And a lot of times he sends those guys to me to see if there's any DVA pathways to help. But some of the stories he sends my way, like, whoa, how many failures of leadership was that to get to this point? Yeah, it's like that cheese, and aviation is like a pie chart with cheese. And if there's an issue, it's like it's gone through all the holes. Like it's 5 cheeses in a row and has to be failed like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's called. It's something more savvy than the cheese.
And then each time the system's failing them, their mental health's getting worse and worse, and the system's letting them down.
Yeah. But and Josh Surgener, really good dude as well.
Yeah.
Cool stuff in space.
Yeah, it's funny because I had all these people that were all recommending you around the same time. Like, you guys should really connect.
Yeah.
And then Sean was telling me that he's a mate of yours, and then Josh is the one that actually did link us together through the email. Yeah,
Josh is a good guy. I've known him for a while as well. Both the guys I've helped with the DVA process back in the way day, they just sort of kept in contact, and good guys.
Yeah. And then I had Cam on, I think, the day after I spoke to him.
Yeah.
So there's only one advocate I'd recommend.
I saw that. It looked like it was all set up. I was like, oh, all right.
It wasn't.
No.
I was like, oh, no, shit. Well, that's fucking perfect because that just happens to be who I'm.
Yeah, that was funny. I watched that and I was like, oh, that's quite funny. He's like, give me my personal number. I'm like, please, Christ, don't do that. But it's been an interesting journey. The DVA sphere is an interesting one. I'm sure we'll get to that eventually.
I'll bet.
But it's been cool. I've been watching a lot of the podcasts. All the ones in Thailand are quite cool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of as you can probably tell, I'm a bit of a fucking perfectionist.
Yeah.
So it really makes me cringe when I can't get the lighting and the camera angles right and all that sort of stuff. So a couple of those first couple of episodes were me testing and adjusting with the cameras, but even still, light was coming through and fucking did my head in. But
Yeah,
I guess the audio's fine.
Yeah, the audio's good.
I just like, if I watch a podcast myself, I know that if the quality's not good,
Yep.
I won't watch it.
Yep.
If I really want to know the content, I'll just listen to it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You watch
it's hard. It's hard
Modern
on the
Wisdom?
road.
Modern Wisdom, Chris Williamson. He's like really into that, like high-end filming and angles and all that kind of stuff. If you want to watch like some wild stuff, he does some cool things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like I saw him with Matthew McConaughey the other day where he had like almost like a green screen behind him and they put the background of like Interstellar, that farm,
Oh, yeah.
when they were sitting there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm sure you can go crazy like in anything. Like the rabbit hole keeps going forever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I watch a lot of podcasts now and look at what they do and the fucking like the little lights behind them and the shelves.
Yeah.
And like Diary of a CEO and Chris and Theo and even Rogan has the OG, the curtains.
Yeah, the old red curtains. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a good look though. I think you can get distracted sometimes. I've watched a few and you're sort of looking around in the background, you lose sight of what's going on.
I do that too. If they got shelves and all the stuff, I'm like looking at
what book is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at all the shelves.
Yeah. I always wonder if they read them all. They read like 40 books behind them. Like, I wonder if it's just like he put them up there to look like you read it, but you haven't.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
They might.
I know I do. Michael. Yeah, throw some books behind there.
You've got bookshelves at home?
Yeah.
Check out my mahogany shelves.
Yeah. I became like a big reader like 3 years ago, and then with a kid 2 years ago, I've sort of read half a book since then, but before then I was reading all the time. Audiobooks are a gift.
Yeah, dude. I've had so many little things that I used to do before when I just had a regular job. I'd play PlayStation like we were talking about before. I'd read books.
Yep.
I bought a guitar and started doing lessons.
Yep.
And then, a year and a half ago now, so February last year, I started a podcast and
Is that even that recent? Really? Right, okay.
all of that's gone away.
Yeah. Addicting too, I'm sure, and having cool conversations is cool too.
Yeah.
Like one of the cool things about my job is you do have some pretty cool conversations throughout the process.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. No, it's awesome. I love it. It's really hard to look at it as a job because I enjoy doing it so much. The only thing that feels like a job is the fucking editing. Just so many hours sitting in front of the computer.
Yeah.
People think it's all just having chats and uploading it. No. There's fucking probably 50 hours a week that goes into me just sitting at a computer.
Yeah. Well, I've only really been exposed to filming and stuff recently for the ads and that sort of stuff that I'm doing for the new company. And yeah, the guy who did the editing was great, but he's like, the editing just takes forever. You know, even just shorts, little shorts take ages. So I can't even imagine long form.
Yeah. Well, the long form's actually the easiest part.
Yeah, right.
It's the shorts.
Yeah, okay.
The shorts, finding a clip, and then depending on how long that clip is, like a lot of them, maybe you'll get like a 10-minute story, right? And you go, fuck, how am I going to chop that into 90? Because you can only put 90 seconds on the socials.
Yeah, right.
So anything between sort of 30 seconds and 90 seconds. So you've got to try and chop it down. So you cut it out. All right, how can I make it still make sense and cut it down to the bare minimum? And then you want to make it engaging. So you've got to put photos and videos. So you've got to find photos and videos.
Yep.
If you can't find anything real, then you've got to get
stuff.
AI to make it.
Yep.
And with my content, AI is a bitch. So we just go back and forth arguing, like trying to make a photo. No, it can't. Military or fucking, nudity, military, suicide, like any of the sort of their flags are all of my content.
Yeah, right. We'll have to talk offline about that. One of my companies is an AI company and does that kind of stuff like that. So we can potentially get around those issues for you if we want to.
Oh, nice.
Yes, that's the rabbit hole I've been down for the last 2 years.
Yeah, nice.
It does a lot of cool stuff these days.
Awesome. Yeah. So it can take me like 5 or 6 hours to make one reel.
Oh, no shit. Like really that long? Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. And you got to have a hook. You got to find the first 3 seconds. It got to be the thing that grabs people to stop them scrolling.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think some of the shorts you've said are quite good though. I've seen some recent ones that are really good. And I noticed, I was like, the stuff went pretty well. You know, like even though the story talking over the audio over like the clip and that kind of stuff was really cool.
Yeah, nice. Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Well, it's not by accident.
Yeah. So 5 hours in, you hope to be good by the end, wouldn't you? Yeah.
But sometimes I'll do 5 hours in. I'll do 5 hours and I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Yeah.
And then I'll post it and no one cares.
Yeah, that's AI fatigue. Like I'll build something for like 5 hours to do a 3-hour task, and then it doesn't work. And you're like, fuck me, I should have done the 3-hour task. Like now it's 6 hours. Now I could have done twice the actual fucking thing I want to do in the first place. So yeah, it's a trap you fall into. Yeah. As long as you're learning from it, as long as your next reel's easier, then that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess it's all very systematic now.
Mm. When you're in Thailand, you get more ink. I saw you got your chest done.
I did. I got the grey man one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I took the this.
Oh yeah. Yep, the sticker.
TAC logo.
Yep.
And I got them to make it tri-service. So I just put it put a rib and a ship and a jet.
Yep.
And a couple of soldiers behind, and
nice.
Turned it into fucking did a really good job too.
Yeah, right.
Quality work.
I don't know. I've never not committing to it, but I've obviously got a fair few now. And I look at the time and I see those guys going into Thailand and getting like under. They put you in a general anesthetic and like smash you with like 6 artists, and I'm like, like it would be good. The older I get, the softer I get tattoos too.
Dude, I fucking hate it.
Yep.
Every time I'm in that chair, I'm like, what is wrong with me? What have I done? Why am I back here? You fucking idiot.
Line, you're like, fuck.
You fucking idiot.
Do you get like when they go to your heart rate just elevates? Yeah, and you get that smell, that like that disinfectant smell when you walk in, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. People are like, oh, you obviously don't care. You don't mind pain. I'm like, no, incorrect.
Yep. Now I'm the same. They're like, you got to get a massage. Like, oh, they go hard as I can on you. I think you're hardcore. I'm like, turn it down 50%. Yeah, turn it down 50%. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Some people, you probably get this too. They go, oh, like I love my tattoo. You're like, do you mean your 2 letters on your wrist? Yeah, I'm sure that was fine. I'm sure I can get through that one.
yeah, I get that.
I'm sure you'll
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Like this sort of thing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you mean that thing that took 3 minutes?
Yeah. When you're 6 hours into a back job, you tell me how much you're loving the fucking pain then.
Yeah. From about hour 3, I reckon.
Yep. I think I now do like 3 to 5 hours. My tattooist redid my collar sleeve and did my back and that kind of stuff, and my dragonfly. Good dude. We do 5 hours max now. You know, when I was young, you do 8-hour sessions and you're written off. I'm just not hard enough anymore.
No.
I don't know whether it was just, what they call the confidence of youth going in there and just writing it, but no, I'm just not hardcore enough anymore.
No, this one took about 5 hours.
That's funny.
And the that last hour, I was like,
chest was the worst. Chest was my worst.
Come on, how much?
Yeah, chest was the worst. I think that chest was my number one still. I don't think.
Yeah. So before I got my chest done, I thought that sort of channel through there.
Yeah, in like the in the elbow there.
Yeah, there through that channel, that was definitely the worst.
Yep.
But fuck, around the nipples, mate. God damn.
Mine was like almost like up top of my arm. Yeah, which is weird. You'd never think that'd be a part that's sore.
Yeah, but it must be a lot of nerves going through there. I guess
so.
Yeah, fuck, I hate the chest. And he started at the bottom.
Oh, they did, yeah.
And it wasn't like, a lot of the time they do the outline and then they do shading and then they do the colour. He just sort of did it like just went up.
Yeah,
so he did the whole thing, all of the detail. So I got the hardest bit out of the way first, around the nipple. He's like, you mind if I go on your nipple a little bit? Because just to finish the little thing. I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, I said no to that one. I was like, no, fucking.
So much detail around the nipple. Fuck me. I was climbing the chair, fucking.
You don't want to move either. You sort of just got to lay there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You're trying to disable yourself, but also wanting to climb out of it. Oh, mate, it's fucked. And the tattoo artists are going, oh, you're fine. Look at all your tattoos. I'm like, no, I hate it.
And it's funny, like your nerves do weird things. You get tattooed here. It's like, that's my neck. Like he's gone on my neck now.
I know.
Yep.
I looked down. He's like down here, but I thought he was doing up here. Yeah.
Because I was like, great. Now I got a fucking job now. I can't get a job. I'm going to have like fucking shit on my neck. And it's weird how it happens that way.
I got my leg done a few years back.
The colourful leg?
The full length.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two tattoo artists at the same time for 2 days, Monday, Tuesday.
2 days in a row? Oh, fuck that.
Monday was 7 hours. And then Tuesday they go, don't worry, tomorrow will be less. Like we've done all the most details, so tomorrow it'll just be quick. I'm like, all right. Fucking Tuesday, 10 hours.
Oh. I haven't tapped from a tattoo before, but that would be pushing me. I think my nervous system gets so smashed.
Oh, me too, dude. Yeah. I felt like I was hung over.
Yeah.
I was
Do you
absolutely.
get shaky? I get I can't eat either. I get chucky as well. I don't know what it is, but I get real chucky. So yeah, I've only chucked once after my colour on my back, my full back's colour. I had a big chuck in the gardens of Queen Street, like a delinquent at like midday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the last time I did an 8-hour sitting. I'm like, it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, I think it's the adrenaline dump, maybe.
Yeah, because the first 3 hours, it sucks. And you can get through it, but then I think you're right. You come down and then everything, like your back starts to hurt because you're sitting weird and you got your leg over your head or something to get to the back of your leg or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And, you just get to the point that
then your body's hypersensitive. You get the cold sweats and fucking, like, doesn't even matter if it's like a spot that's not supposed to hurt. It will fucking kill.
Literally, yeah. Ever tried numbing cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I never tried numbing cream ever for anything. And then because I got this recolored, because I got my hand done, and then the really fresh blues made this look like a piece of dog shit all the way up here. So I ended up getting the whole thing redone over the top again, like 2 years ago now. And he went over the chest, and I knew how bad the chest was already. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try some numbing cream. And we did it. And for the first hour and a half, I was like, great, I'm going to get my whole body covered. This is the easiest thing in the world. And when it wears off, it's so much worse.
Yeah.
So I just won't touch it ever again. It's not worth it.
Yeah, right.
Because it was so bad. Like,
I'm actually thinking if I do any more, which I probably will because I'm a fucking sadist, that I'll do the numbing cream and then only do 3-hour blocks.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll be the way to go.
Yeah.
Just do, like, I used to be like, it has to be one and done.
Yeah.
Get in. I don't want to go back 6 times for one tattoo. But now I'm like, let's just do a little bit at a time.
Yeah. And you're running out of room too. The big ones are sort of dying off, aren't they?
I've only got one leg left. I've got everything's covered. My back's covered. I've got 3 sleeves. So I only just got that one leg.
Yeah. So you can get away with that, but I think if you've got big real estate, I don't know. I guess there's pros and cons for everything. Going back I've never gone back the next day. I just know that I would just be already sore.
Oh, it was fucking traumatic, dude. Because they have to meet it up with the old tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got to fucking touch the tattoo that they did yesterday, and imagine how fucking sensitive. Oh, it was fucked.
Yeah, no, I honestly couldn't do that. I don't think. I know my limitations, and I just fucking tap.
Oh yeah. I thought I was going to die. But it was fucked. I was begging for drugs. I was like,
and people don't realize.
Endone, fucking something, anything. They're like, no.
Yeah, I was lucky when I got my back done. I was in the middle of getting my second hip replaced, so I was still on pretty heavy painkillers. I went in there and got it done, and that, I guess it helped. Didn't feel like it helped, but I guess it did.
That's what I was going to say. The trauma from that fucking leg was insane. Like, my body was fucked for the next probably week and a half, 2 weeks. I could barely walk.
Swell up.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
It was. Oh, I'll fucking show you a photo. It was like elephantitis. I had like a mad cankle.
Yeah.
And then everything, I was fucking cooked. My body was just like recovering from some horrendous disease or something. How the fuck do people get their whole body done under anesthesia? Does being asleep reduce, because you're not in shock or having that adrenaline dump, does it reduce the amount of trauma or are they fucking cooked for weeks?
I've heard that the adrenaline dump when you wake up is horrendous. So when you wake up, your nervous system has like this massive shock because 70% of the guys get the full body suits and stuff in Bali. They get like a proper reaction. They've got to get like Valiumed up because they can have like panic attacks and apparently it's quite bad.
Yeah, right.
But again, what's worse? Is it worse having like a horrible one day, or is it worse having fucking 6 weeks of recovery from getting it done step by step? I don't know.
That's kind of what I was thinking with another leg. It's like, well, technically it was only 2 days and then 2 weeks of pain, 2 weeks of recovery. If I got it over a year, I'd be fucking in and out. I'd be having that 2 weeks of recovery continuously.
You see those guys, they're just shaking in Bali and they're hating their lives, and the guys are like smashing their legs and that kind of stuff, and they get like the whole thing done in 4 days.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
well, that's what I did with my leg, 2 days.
Fuck, man, I don't know how you did it. But it all comes up, talk about algorithms before we came on, and all I get in the algorithms now is just come to Thailand at, Bangkok this, and we'll put you underneath and have a resort for 10 days afterwards, and you just don't move. But imagine you'd have to have someone with you. How do you put the cream on if you have a whole body? Like, how do you do it?
Dude, how do you fucking sit down? How do you walk? How do you put clothes on? How do you go to bed?
Yeah, how do you fly home on a fucking flight for 4 hours, 5 hours in Phuket? You'd be fucked.
You wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, so I guess
you'd have to stay there for a couple of weeks.
Well, they say, I think you have to stay there for 7 days or something just to watch you. But again, you know, I'm sure you've had surgeries and that kind of stuff. They put you under. It's not good. It's never a good thing going under all the time, but I don't know. It's appealing, but I'm sure there's negatives to everything. You know, there's no free ride. Oh, fuck, that really is elephantitis. Yeah, right, shit.
I sent that photo to a friend who's a GP, and she's like, go to the ER right now.
Well, when I got my hand done, it looked like I had a UFC glove on because it puffed up like this. Couldn't get my wrist on. My wedding ring wouldn't sit on because all of these looked up like puffed up like that. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I put my arm on pillows like above me when I was going to sleep because my hand was just like so blown up. Yeah, I don't know why it was. I didn't think so. It doesn't look that hardcore, but it was.
Yeah, right.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that feels like it would hurt a lot.
And you don't see many full colour hands, I guess, so I didn't really have a reference point.
Yeah.
A fair bit of colour just smashing in there. And usually I heal really quickly and fast, but yeah, that was really rough. I got home and showed my missus and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, I took the glove off. It's a big glove full of stuff. And literally my fingers, my dad had something like that actually. He's a bit of a wild dude, my dad, but he's got like high blood pressure and all that. And he walked up to the bar a couple of years ago and all of his body looked like your legs.
Yeah, right.
Just randomly. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He goes, what do you mean? I went, you look like you're the elephant man, mate. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, you need to go to the hospital. And he'd cut, like he had like those slides and he cut the back of the slides up so he could slide his big fat feet into his shoes. He didn't think to go to the hospital or go to the doctor. He just moderate his shoes. Like, I'll be right. And I'm like, you're going to have a heart, like, you're going to die today. I was like, you probably die today. And it ended up being a reaction to his blood pressure tablets.
Yeah, right.
But it looked exactly like your foot.
Yeah, apparently it's fucking dangerous. You get sepsis and fucking all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's the worry about going to Thailand too.
Mm.
It's in hospitals. Well, hospitals.
Thailand's very safe in that regard.
I think so too.
Very clean, very, very professional.
From what I've seen, it looks pretty good.
I'm actually in the negotiations right now to buy a tattoo studio in Thailand.
Right. Yeah, right.
Or buy into.
Yeah,
so
nice.
the place, so I've gone to that same joint for a few years now. So my leg, my chest, my back, all from Fame Tattoo.
Fame Tattoo. Yeah, there's some good spots, especially artists that go over there on purpose and like try and do a good.
The ties are good, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fucking disregarding the international guests.
Yeah,
the
right.
ties are fucking awesome.
And I went to Thailand 3-4 years ago, and they're such lovely people. Like they're all lovely. The tourist piece of shit. They're the ones going across. Even the Aussies, you're like, come on, boys, shut the fuck up. Like, yeah, they get a bit wild.
Yeah, the ones, especially the ones that treat it like
Playground.
Yeah, disrespecting the locals and the culture and stuff.
For sure. But
apparently the Thais start tattooing when they're like 5 years old.
Is it a big culture thing there? There's a lot of tattoos and Thai tattoos?
No, not really with the locals.
Yeah, right.
You have like all the beach ties, like the jet ski mafia and stuff. They're all fully covered.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but no, not really with the locals. There's a lot of Buddhist tattoos. Most Thais will have some sort of sakyan.
Yep. That's like that script, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of that. Actually, I saw a guy at the park today, a full sleeve of script. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. So that's all, it's all Buddhist blessings. So an Ajahn, the priest will freehand blessings.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool when you got stuff from half of my stuff, flowers, fucking water, doesn't mean shit. It just looks cool all the time. Like there's what's the meaning behind it?
No.
Nothing, just not bare skin anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Designer body.
Yeah. But I think it's one of those ones, it is addicting.
It is, yeah.
No doubt.
I know. Well, that's the problem, right? Fucking every time we sit in a chair, we're like, why am I retarded?
And do you get this as well? When someone that's a cool tattoo, you're like, that motherfucker, like I want one. Like, as soon as you see a cool one, you're like, yeah, I want one. Yeah.
Yeah, you get fucking tattoo.
I've always wanted to get my neck done. My missus is like, your second wife will love it, dickhead. I'm like, all right, no worries. So I've got to watch that one.
I know. I'm always teetering on like I haven't got my hands, my feet on my throat, and I'm like, I can wear a suit.
Yep.
No one knows.
Yep.
And then take it off, and like fucking, you go from professional to gangster, and that's fine. But once you cross that line, then
well, this is only recent. So I literally for years, my dad said to write me out of the will if I got my hand done, and then I was like, oh fuck him, I'll get done anyway.
I don't need his money.
Yeah, let's yourself. But it's been a big change, and you don't realize that people will still the stigma.
Yeah.
Still a fair bit, especially hands. And I'm sure neck. I'm sure neck's a big one too.
Neck and head, yeah. Because back in the days, it used to be just bikers and sailors and criminals, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's still the older generation that thinks that.
Yeah.
A lot of grandparents now have grandkids that are covered in tattoos, so it's kind of not that it's accepted.
Yeah.
But there's still that little bit of Even me, bro. I'm fucking covered in tattoos. I still look at people that have throat tattoos and like,
and I did the same thing. I'm like, I said, like, someone walks past, I'm like, fucking dude. and my missus is like, you look the exact same way in a singlet. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not a Dero. She's like, well, fucking, we don't know what he is either. And I'm like, that's fair. That's super fair. Yeah, if it is, you can't wipe that out of your memory.
Yeah.
But there is something. If you're dressed nicely with tattoos, I think there's something different about that too.
I think even with throat tattoos, someone dressed nicely, it feels like they're going to a probation meeting.
Yeah, and it's a choice. Like, you make a choice, you get your throat done, and people look at you differently. And you go, well, you got your throat done, mate. Like, you know that you didn't get your throat done because you didn't draw attention to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you wanted to be a grey man.
Yeah, you have to take it a little bit. You know, when old people look at me when I got like a single from a gym or something, they're like, oh, I go, that's not their fault, it's my fault. Like, you know, you got to take it a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't go like, that bitch, she fucking looked at me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, you go, oh, yeah, it is quite weird, I guess, from where they're at.
If you've ever had to lodge a DVA claim, you know how it can feel like a full-time job. Between the endless paperwork, the complex fine print, and trying to navigate the bureaucracy, the system can completely wear you down. That is exactly why we've partnered with Kai Baldwin and the team at BAC, Baldwin Advocacy and Claims. Kai and his team are professional advocates. Their entire job is to step into your shoes, take over the communication with DVA, and ensure you actually get the support and outcomes you're entitled to. You don't have to stress over the jargon or spend months fighting the system on your own. BAC handles the heavy lifting from start to finish. What I respect most about Kai is his straightforward approach. BAC operates on a completely fixed fee. There's no hidden percentages, no guessing games, and they have strict ethical standards built into how they operate. I want you to know I don't take this recommendation lightly. I truly believe Kai has your back. You don't have to navigate the DVA system alone. Let the professionals handle it. Head over to baldwinclaims.com.au and see how Kai and the BAC team can help. Back to the show. You know what fucking change that I've noticed lately, having a beard, is older people are much more receptive to me since I've had a beard. Like, I have people smiling and saying hello to me in Woolies and shit just randomly. Right. I'm like, hey?
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
The beard is disarming.
Yeah, and I get the same sort of thing when, like, you're walking along. If I have my daughter with me, people are a lot more, like, smiley. If you got, like, my daughter with me carrying around as well, like, so I guess, like, you can't be too bad. You had a kid, you know. Not that Dero's can't have kids and bad. I'm sure they have heaps of kids. But yeah, I don't know. It seems to be, I don't know, disarmer as well, having a kid with you. Yeah, but I guess, you know, a smile and a bit of eye contact goes a long way as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I think people would go like, you know, those guys walk around like that.
Yeah.
The cane toad look. Yeah. It's an interesting dichotomy there, isn't it? Where you go, you know, where's too much? Where's the line? And the line moves. It slowly moves with you, and society moves along with you. So hand tats a while ago would have been fucking like, don't do it, you never get a job the rest of your whole life and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit different.
And we kind of move as well, right? Because we go, oh, well, I've already got this many. What's another one?
That's why I justify myself, like, oh, you can see a little bit of tattoo sometimes through here. Maybe the next fine. She's like, no. So I don't know.
These lights are fucking cooking me. I'm turning
aircon. Yeah. So when's the sort of the deal go through with the tattoo studio? What's the plan?
It's literally like today.
Oh, right.
Or tomorrow. So I had a conversation with Fame.
Yep.
So I was looking at, just had an idea that near Bungtao Muay Thai, where Volkanovski trains, would be a good spot because there's a couple of really popular spots in Phuket. Yeah. One of them's Fight Street.
Yep.
There's no such thing as a low season on Fight Street.
Yeah, everyone's going there for just camps.
And the other one is Bungtao because low season is when all the fighters come.
Right.
So I was driving through there the other week in low season. So everything's quiet. Everything, like all the restaurants and shops and everywhere is sort of desperate for money.
Yeah, right.
But I went past Bungtao and Muay Thai and there was hundreds of people in there training.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, there's no such thing as low season right here. So I found a shop front about 100 metres down the road that was for rent. And I was like, first I was thinking about a bar. Me and a mate were thinking about a bar. And I was like, fuck, the headache of a bar. Oh, yeah. I cannot think of anything worse. And then I was like, how about a traditional tattoo studio where we do suck yarn? Because we were looking for some suck yarn around Phuket.
What's that?
The bamboo.
Oh, yeah, like the hand stuff. Yeah, right. Yep.
And and there's only one in Patong, and we couldn't find anyone. You sort of have to go up into the villages with the agents and stuff. So if we bring an agent to Bangtao, open the studio, we have something sort of unique and different, and Muay Thai fighters love traditional Muay Thai tattoos. And then told Fame Tattoo about it, and they're like, that's a fucking killer idea. And if you want to do it, we'll help. We'll help you set it up. We'll give you the equipment and tradies to renovate it, and
awesome.
We'll help you with the artists until you get yourself sorted.
Perfect.
And they're like, that's a perfect area and that's a perfect idea. So they were sort of 100% on board. So that the bar front we're looking at is not viable. So we've just asked a guy down the road. I met heaps of people when I was there. Sort of connected with the International Veterans Association and a bunch of businessmen around the area. And so one of them, his mate, just is building a hotel. And there's 2 rooms at the bottom of the hotel that are for lease. He was going to give one to his friend to open a nail salon. We've asked him for both. Very cheap, and it's not the same sort of like you have to buy the business for an upfront cost and then renovate and all this sort of stuff. This is an empty room. It's don't have to buy it. It's just start paying rent. It's yours. So just waiting for him to confirm today whether or not he is willing to
exciting stuff.
Have the tattoo studio rather than a nail salon, which would be more lucrative. And then it's all systems go.
Yeah, nice. Exciting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it's one of the jobs in Thailand where you can make real money.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you're still competitive to Australian rates all the time anyway.
Oh, it's way cheaper than Australia, but Thais are fast, dude. Like that leg took 2 days, and that's $4,500 Australian, so like 100,000 baht in 2 days.
Yeah, well, I got my calf done recently, and that was like 5 hours. So yeah, that's a big change. That's only just half my calf done. Yeah, they're super quick, and they like it's not like Australia. Like the tattoo artist is going for a smoko and let's stop for lunch. Like they just go until you go, can I have a break? Yeah, right.
They'll happily go for 7 hours straight.
You go getting that too? You're like, I'm not fucking stopping.
Yeah, a lot of the time, And I'm like, it's been like 4 hours. I could justify a pee break. Oh, can I go to the toilet, mate?
Yeah.
Even if I don't.
If you need one, I'll have a break, mate. And you go have a little cry in the toilet. It's a slippery slope. That's cool. That's awesome. That's cool. Cool.
Yeah. No, hopefully it works out.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'm sure the Army guys will embrace it and that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Defense guys.
Yeah. If I do it, I was thinking I'll put a little studio in the back of the.
Oh yeah, of course.
In the back of the
nice
tattoo studio. All I need is this is only 3x3 and it's fine.
Awesome.
If I could do that, then I can still podcast over there and even make it like a destination podcast.
Yeah.
Where veterans can come for a trip.
Yeah, nice.
Do a podcast, get a tattoo.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what they do.
Fucking everything all in one.
Yeah, why not?
One-stop shop.
Do you do the Muay Thai stuff yourself?
Yeah, I've been training for about 17 years.
Yeah, right. Shit, okay. Yeah, I did it for a while when I was younger, and then when I joined defence, I stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but my hips exploded, so it didn't help the cause there either. So what do you do?
Yeah, I started 2009. Yeah, so 17 years.
Wow, fuck.
Had a few fights around 2011.
Yeah, right.
And then went to uni, stopped fighting because I felt like I didn't want to get CTE.
Yeah.
And then I just kept training. So.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's worth doing when you're young. And yeah, I have dreams to go back and do stuff like that, but I think about myself, I'm like, well, you got 2 fake hips and a shit knee and a shit shoulder. Like, what really are you going to be doing? That's any.
Yeah, you got to choose your poison.
Yeah, one of my good mates is he owns Who's Next Grappling, which is a BJJ tournament that's taken off, and he does a lot of the rolling. Come rolling. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't even that's the worst case scenario. BJJ, like all hips. Surely I would just pop my hips out and that'll be the end of my day. But I don't know.
I think Muay Thai has been a pretty good protective mechanism for me because I've been doing it for so long.
Yep. Stay loose and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I've never had any. I've got hip problems, so I've never had any knee problems.
Yep.
Touch wood, but I've managed to avoid that my whole life.
Yeah, right.
But I think even with sore hips and stuff and ankles, Muay Thai doesn't make it worse.
Yeah,
and
I guess shins and
shoulders and wrists and everything.
Yeah.
I actually did a study when I was at uni, One of my friends is a physio and he did a study on bone density in fighters.
Right.
So he got me and a bunch of the boys from the gym to come and do a bunch of tests, DEXAs and blood tests and stuff. And it turns out boxing and Muay Thai to a fight level, like if you're a fighter, like say to a high level, increases your bone density dramatically.
Yeah, right.
It's a bit of a protective mechanism for all the sort
of
old age diseases.
Like micro traumas and that sort of stuff. So like your shins, they get hardened up and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right. Interesting.
So those things like osteoporosis and stuff that are much less in people that do combat sports.
Yeah, right. I went through and did all the testing and that sort of stuff for, I think it's Everlabs. You might see it on Instagram now, you will, because I've said it. But it's basically go and get testing done about, like you get your DEXA scan done and blood tests and bone density and all that stuff to make sure you've not got anything preventative medicine stuff. And because I've gone to the gym and lifted weights forever, I've got good bone density and that sort of stuff as well. And I was wondering because, technically I've lost half my femur on both sides, whether it's going to throw my stats out. But they said, no, it's quite good. So that's interesting. Yeah. It makes sense. You're just slowly cracking and healing the bones and hardening up. Your body adapts that sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just on the daily grind.
Yeah. Wild. Yeah. Wild stuff.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu thing's funny, because I'm like, it seems like it would be something that just breaks, like regular people get broken all the time. It's like, I had a black belt on here, Jesse Stevenson.
Yep.
I was like, how do you train? And he's like, oh, it's easy. You just tap early and don't let yourself get in. And I'm like, it's easy for a black belt to say.
I started doing it about a couple of years ago for maybe 6 months, and you're done striking. I've only done striking, nothing at all. And you go to the ground and you're like a child. And some of those black belts stuff that roll with you, it feels like you're rolling like a snake, like just slowly just coil around you, and it feels horrible. Like it's you don't feel that way since you first started doing striking, like when you were a kid, and it's definitely an ego crusher because it's like a 60 kilo dude just slowly but surely gets up around your neck, and then you're like, I'm fucked, I can't get, and you're trying to get up as hard as you can, trying to get up, and he's not sweating at all, he's not puffing at all, and you're sweating and puffing trying to get up, and then eventually you just give up, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's pretty scary.
You got to have an ego death in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I guess it attracts all those people. A lot of the guys that do it seem to have they get that ego death.
Yeah, no, it's a really good. I did 3 or 4 years consistently.
Yeah, right.
Got a blue belt after 2 years, and then kept going for a bit, and then I missed Muay Thai, so I ended up going back.
There's something about straight. I always find this, and it was always the same with like contact sports as well, where I go, if you're striking and you're good enough, you can sort of get away without getting hurt, because if you're better than the other person, you're not going to get hurt. But when you're tackling someone in like rugby league and stuff, like it hurts as well. I always thought that, I'm like, well, surely there's a way for you not to get hurt and someone else to get hurt. Yeah. And BJJ, I go like, everyone, when you're rolling gi, they did their fingers or you do something. Yeah. Everyone's always injured somewhere.
Yeah. That was kind of one of the reasons I stopped as well, because like your ankle hurts or something. And now I can't run or do other fitness. And
and it's so easy. At the recent event, my mate put on, guy did his knee the last event, and you hear it, you're like, oh fuck, it's, and you just go, that's months of rehab and that kind of stuff coming in.
Yeah, that's it.
Some people get away with it, but I couldn't.
Some people do. I got the dude from JJ, Australian Jiu Jitsu, coming on next week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have to link you up with mate of mine. He obviously ex-veteran himself and doing that stuff with Who's Ex Grappling. They did the PFL, I think it is. So their recent comp got them direct entry into like the PFL in America for like that kind of stuff.
Oh no, sure.
Yeah, so that's interesting. The guy who won's a bit of a demon doing that sort of stuff. We watched through.
Dudes that are good at it are fucking insanely good.
It's scary.
Well, like you said, you're literally like a fucking child.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like a toddler grappling an adult.
Yep.
You've got no chance. A black belt wrestling with a white belt, you have no fucking chance.
Zero chance.
People think, I remember my mate when I was like a 4-stripe white belt. My mate's like, oh, fuck, it's not that good. Fuck, I could hold my own. I'm like, I would destroy you 27 different ways from Sunday. He's like, show me. Yep. And I just fucking went to submission.
Yep. And like, I always say to my missus, like, could a girl get you? I'm like, yeah. Definitely.
100%.
And I was like, she's like, in the 30 seconds, like, maybe not in 30 seconds, because you could probably just use your strength for a little bit for like 30 seconds. But then as you get tired, because they're not tired at all, like you would just get tired and that's it. And then they'd submit you. She's like, this meal? Yeah, I got choked out heaps of times. Unconscious by chicks all the time. I was like, because your ego's there, you don't want to get choked out. And you just wake up and like, oh, yeah, there we go. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, some of them go hard.
It's the great equalizer.
Yeah, it is what it is, though. Part of the parcel.
Hey?
Part of the parcel.
Part of the parcel. Cool, man. So were you always into sports and stuff growing up?
Weirdly enough, it was tennis. Tennis when I was young.
Tennis?
Yeah. So I played lots of tennis when I was young. And
I always saw that as like a solo sort of nerdy sport.
It was, yeah, it is. I think I fell into it, and I went to Ipswich Grammar at boarding school when I was in sort of like grade 7 or 8. Did that for a while, and when I quit tennis, went down locally and just went to a local school, Ormiston College in the Redlands, where I'm still sort of close to now, and haven't hit a tennis racket or picked a tennis up since. So I haven't hit a tennis ball since. Which is weird. Weird to think you do it for like 10, 12 years and you just don't touch one thing forever again. Yeah, it's quite strange. I'm not sure if I burnt myself out or what it was. But it's strange to do that. But always sort of active, always in the gym and that kind of stuff. But never really gravitated towards team sports. Don't know why. But always solo stuff for some reason.
Yeah. I used to play basketball when I was growing up. I used to walk, the basketball stadium was next door to the tennis stadium. Yeah. And we'd be all, hugs and high fives and this big team atmosphere. And then you'd walk past the tennis players and they're all just by themselves. You're like, that looks so boring.
I think for me it was you fail or you win on your own back.
Yeah.
So that was sort of appealing, and I did a lot of failing more than winning. But it's good in that scenario. So I guess you can play doubles and then someone can shaft you there. But I think, it's always just one of those ones where it's just, I like the fact that you just have something to do for yourself and you get the outcome yourself as well. And no one can help you, which was always pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Personal achievement.
Yeah. I don't think I had the build for it. Some of those guys are just so quick, and my hips went anyway. So if I was ever going to go do that path, it was quite funny. It was, I don't want to do all the fitness training to be able to be a tennis player, and then to be a tennis player, and then got into fucking fitness anyway. So I worked that out. so I don't know. It's one of those funny like dichotomies there where you sort of go back and forward. But nothing really like sport wise. Always active, which was surprising when I got into defense when my body just fell apart almost instantly.
Sure.
Quite weird. Like I hurt my knee in Kapuka pretty early on, so I got back squatted and Digger James and the window lickers and all that kind of stuff. I was there for a while. And then my knee healed and got out of there. And then pretty soon after that, like pretty much after IET training, maybe a year into the thing, my hips went. So that's it. Yeah, so I was just pretty much, weirdly enough, never seen a doctor, never had injuries at all, and joined defense, and then knee, hip, got medically separated, hip replaced, legs replaced. Yeah, so I had no idea. I think I put it down to just the weight bearing. I think I had the short end of the genetic stick, and it wasn't really popping up before then. And then as soon as I started doing the weight bearing stuff, I think that's when I went to shit.
So what took you to defense?
Oh, well, my dad's quite a successful guy in the background. And I think...
In the army?
Not army at all. Like I said, there's no army in the Baldwin family whatsoever. No defense, nothing at all. But I just thought, no matter what I did, it was always, dad got him in, or his dad got him sorted here, or his dad got him sorted there.
Your dad's successful in the civilian world.
Yeah. So I just went, well, fuck it. What's the one thing I can do that you can't buy your way into? And that's what I did. And it was funny because I went in so blind. Like I went in going, I'll join, that's fine. Signed up.
How old were you?
22, I think, 21, 22. So old enough to not be completely naive, but naive enough to not know the fuck I was doing. And I remember I signed up. Dad's like, you don't even like going camping. And I was like, why does that matter? He goes, well, they go to field and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is field? I was like, so you go out field and you do training exercise. I went, what, for like a week or so? He's like, I think it's like months. And I'm like, the fuck? They didn't tell me that. So I had no idea. I had no idea about anything. And I joined to do it by the drones at 20 SDA. I ended up being there.
Train operator.
Yeah. So I thought you'd be a pilot and in flight suits and all that cool stuff, and we're aviators, and nah. You attach to artillery, and not as cool as it sounds. But
Where's that?
Brisbane, Inogra.
20 Reg.
Yeah. I think they're aviation now. I think they went from artillery to aviation recently. I think I saw them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Which makes sense. They're not much more closely aligned aviation than an artillery.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it was. I don't think I was really born for the army. I think I didn't really enjoy my time in defence by any means, and got out and didn't think I'd be working with the army guys now. I thought that if you ask anybody in the union, they'd be like, Kai will never take to the army guys ever again. And that's the end of it. It's funny how it's full circle goes that way. But everyone's got different experiences.
How long were you in for?
4 years, about 4 years, I think 4 and a little bit. But my med separation cut my roso off. So
you got back squatted at Kapuka?
Yep. Yeah, back squat Kapuka with a knee. And then I think...
Did you have to do the start again?
No, I think it was one of those awkward ones where I think I was on November intake. And then because I got back squats, no one coming. So I had to be at Kapuka for like 4 months until the other guys caught back up. Because of the Christmas break and that kind of stuff. So I had...
Did you get to go home or you were Digger James?
I was a Digger James for a long time because I had the surgery and that kind of stuff on my knee. I can't remember what it was. Something. But did that, got out and went to IETs at Pucka. And once again, I missed that course by 2 weeks. So I just sitting around in STT for like 8 weeks waiting for the course to restart again to then fucking start that. So by the time I got to the...
full fuckery experience.
Yeah, so by the time I got to the fucking unit, it was like I was in it for like a year and a bit. So it's one of those fucking spastics when I got in. And and then
senior private.
Yeah. And then got into the 20 SDA and then literally like maybe lasted 6 months until my hips started to go. What did it was I actually had a motorbike accident on the way to one of the guys' bucks parties. And everything else healed, my hips didn't. And I was like, this is weird. My range of motion from hips started to go a bit bad. And I was like, this is a bit strange. And got scans and I had labrum tears and all that stuff in there, which obviously the accident, flared them up, but it wasn't the cause. So, and then that just never healed. The right one went, left one went, left, right surgeries. And then, patting your pack on your back and doing that's not going to be a long-term thing. So I sort of saw the writing on the wall pretty early on.
Were you doing any field exercises as a
I didn't do many because obviously I was downgraded most of the time. But yeah, they do a lot of Shellwater Bay and they went to Townsville a couple of times and that sort of stuff. But
sit in the CP.
Yeah, a lot of that sort of stuff. Yeah. When I was in, it was the back of a MOG. You sort of go into this like aircon little like sort of half the size of this and runs on the old school Linux and all that sort of shit stuff. Whatever the Americans handed back down to us, I didn't want. But it was interesting it feels like a blur now. It sort of feels like I watch a TV show of someone who used to be in the army. That's what it feels like. It's such a different person now.
Person memory.
Yeah, it's quite weird. And the stories that I have, I'm like, fuck, that sounds such a strange thing to have happen. But it does happen that way. It's a weird one. But it is what it is.
How'd you go with the mateship and stuff if you were downgraded a lot?
I never really I was quite good because I was from Brisbane, so when I was back in Brisbane, I had a lot of sort of civilian mates, and I still got some good mates outside. But probably 5 to 10 guys I still keep in contact with from the units. The difference is that I speak to, if I put apart the DVA side of the house, and I've spoken to thousands of people over defence over the last like 6-7 years. People I keep in contact with, I've got a lot of acquaintances that reach out and that sort of stuff, and I don't hold any ill will towards any of the rank and that kind of stuff when I was in. I feel like I was sort of highlighted to be a bit of a, I don't know, maybe a bit of a troublemaker or whatever it may be. And then I was getting sort of the flavour of the month, a bit of a heat seeker. And then I was like, well, fuck it. If I'm going to get a heat seeker, I may as well do the actual heat. So I was like, fuck it. And then, kicked the hornet's nest and made it way worse for myself. And it was a bit of a long 2 years towards the end. But I didn't help myself by the end either, So funny stories. I actually had a guy come back around the pipeline and he did a recorded conversation with me about, long story short, basically I pulled into one of the officers' office one day and they said, you can't keep saying that all this bad stuff about the army and you hate the army, you want to leave. I'm like, why not? Like, why can't I say that? Like, I'm not singing it off the rooftops, but if someone asks me, I'll say it. And they were like, yeah, okay, no worries. And he goes, look, if you just don't stop saying that stuff, we won't come after you if you just let it be. And I'm like, well, that's nice to know you are coming after me, but yeah, okay, no, whatever, I'll let it be. And then I walked out the back of like the battery and two of these guys asked me, do you still hate it here? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, how much do you hate it? And turns out the officer, the officer had his ear to like the fucking toilets, which is right at the back and heard it all. And I said, look, I'd rather, that Navy boat that pulled in recently? I'm like, yeah, I'd rather sit on the port and suck off every single individual sailor to completion than be here one more fucking minute. Get back in the bucket of us. And I was like, oh, fuck. So there's a record of conversation somewhere sitting there getting blasted and me going like, what did you mean by suck off to completion on the record conversation? And I was like, I guess have a fucking orgasm in my mouth. like I'm not sure. So yeah, the guy's like, what the fuck is going on? Like reading this conversation. They're trying to like charge me and that kind of stuff or infringement, the fuck it was at the time. And yeah, they had like extended guy from the unit reading it and he's like, what the fuck is going on here? But, it was one of those ones by the end, I was sort of so done with it. Yeah. You're in pain, you got hip stuff, you're looking at the pipeline. But I ended up, like I said, I saw the writing on the wall early. You know, I'm like, well, I've had 2 hip surgeries. Am I going to get upgraded? Is it going to be something I'm going to stay in defense for? Probably not. I'm 25 and I'm already fucked. So I ended up getting my helicopter license outside of defense.
Yeah, right.
And, just sort of transferring those skills across. So by the time I'd, getting moved out of defense or this sort of stuff, I'd already helicopter pilot outside. So strange that you have a helicopter pilot in your unit, but you don't want to know anything about the aviation rules. Nothing to do with it, dude. But it is what it is. It's strange.
So you start working as a...
No, well, this is the problem. By the time I got out, my hips were so bad that I was like, I can't sit in a helicopter for 6-7 hours mustering or doing joy flights. I did it for a little bit. And that was always the plan. And then weirdly enough, the way life works, I was living in Norman Park, which is just outside the city in Brisbane. And basically stopped doing helicopters, started running gyms and doing that sort of stuff like everyone does when they leave. And got a call up from some sort of recruiting agency saying, hey, do you want to come work for the RSL? I was like, the fuck, what you mean, like at the RSL, like pouring beers? And I'm like, no, like there's advocacy in the RSL. And I knew nothing about it. And like when I got out of defense, RSL did my claims, but I didn't really know what it was, who claimed what happened. I just went to a doctor and handed him some paperwork and that was it when I left.
Oh, so you had like your name down at a recruitment agency?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess in some point somewhere they found I don't know whether I uploaded it to Seek or whatever it may be, but they just called me out of the blue. And it was less money that I was on, but it was like 5 minutes from my house. And it was, gyms are 10, 11 in the morning to like 7 or 8 at night kind of hours. And I had my now wife at the time and I was like, it'd be nice to spend some fucking time. So did that and lasted about 6 months and went like, this is not for me. The RSL is not for me. Each to their own. They do a lot of great things. They do some really good programs. But, to find a really good advocate, the RSL is a dime a dozen, in my opinion.
Yeah, I went through a few.
And it's the classic, the way it always was. We've always done it this way. What the fuck does that mean? Like when I was there, they were still doing paper claims and DVA had paperless. And I was like, well, surely you can see a friction that's causing there. They get an RSL claim and there's, 400 pages. They've got to convert them to PDFs and start the claim. If I was a DVA, I'd be like, fuck that. I'll do the PDF one first, thanks. Of course they're going to prioritize the other claims there. But long story short, left and just sort of went to go back to uni, and the amount of guys that I was helping out at RSL reached out, can you sit my claims for me? And that's where it sort of came out of there. So started helping them out and then started that first company I was with, and that's how I started doing the DVA side of the house. So I've been doing it since like 2020.
So did they like give you your level 1 or something when you started working there?
Yeah, we're working towards that. And when I left, it was an interesting one there. You start doing your level 1 and you get someone to sign it off because you do an interview and you haven't done any claims before, and it sort of means nothing, realistically. I knew level 1 guys that were fantastic advocates and level 3s that were horrible. The guy who did my claims was level 3 and he fucked them all up when I left, so it's more about, I think, just caring and asking some questions. The amount of times, and you probably heard it 1,000 times, where you say, well, where's your claim at? No, fuck to find. My advocate's got it. I haven't heard from DVA. It's been 6 months. I'm not sure what's going on. Like, that's the worst case scenario, because how are you meant to be having informed consent at what's happening with your medical files and claims? But in the end, didn't get a level 1. I was on there for like 6 months, left and did my own thing. And then when started getting busier and busier with DVA claims, you just pick it up as you go. And it's not, once you know the ins and outs of DVA, it's not specifically a difficult process. I think the big thing is that DVA, well, I've worked on them for 6-7 years. I made 2 complaints with the same dude, actually. So they're actually a pretty good organization, especially when you compare us to the Yanks and the Brits. Like, it's no comparison how much better we are than them.
Yeah, for sure.
And, I think that DVA gets a bad rap, and I don't think that a lot of it's on them. I think a lot of it, well, look, there is certain parts that I'll have a blanket shot at DVA about and think it's not fair. But a lot of the stuff is, when people say, I couldn't get access to help or anything like that, I go, well, I can name 5 people you can call off the top of my head right now that you can get into straight away to get done. So there is that horse to water kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of people out there that are in the space for the wrong reasons. And I think, at 2020, when I first came out, there was very few advocates, very few paid advocates in this sphere as well. Now everyone's a paid advocate.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard. Yeah, it's quite hard. And not that competition is a good thing, a bad thing, or a good thing. I think it should be out there, but it's, the space is filled with a lot of people who went for the wrong reasons. And that's why the Senate inquiry is out. That's why the Senate inquiry is going after them and all that sort of stuff. So I'm sure the bad players in the sphere will be named and shamed. But you never know. They just rebrand Phoenix into new things. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's legal term actually called phoenixing, where you close a company down and you fucking pop up somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But you can look at my LinkedIn and all the stuff I've been saying about that for the last couple of years, and you'll see pretty blatantly who those people are doing the wrong thing. It's
you call them out on there.
Yeah. There's people out there that are just blatantly have done the wrong thing, and the hard part is that a lot of veterans would have had really good results from these dudes. There's lots of people out there. Go on my LinkedIn, have a check if you're interested in it. But they are companies that own 60 other entities, and then all of a sudden they have 50 things underneath and doing the right things. And you might go through and get a great result from them, but they've charged DVA $20,000 to do 2 reports. So what's happened is over the last 6 years, DVA has got egg on their face of paying for all of these huge reports and crazy high fees and all this sort of stuff. So DVA tightens it up, which means now things like CBC programs and telehealth options are being taken away from veterans. And that's not because DVA are pricks. It's because all of these providers are on the wrong thing. So yes, from the surface level, they're pro-veteran, they're great, a great result with them. And you could have, but because of what they've done in the background, they've shafted everybody else coming down after you. Yeah. So it's hard. It's a hard one to pinpoint those people, but it's pretty blatant. It's blatant. DVA know who they are, which is the frustrating part. Instead of doing, sweeping reforms, just go, you 10 pricks, you're done.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I listen to Cameron Niven, he knows them. Everyone knows them in the space. DVA knows them. They know who they are. It's bad. And these same people.
It's like that. If you have opportunities to make a lot of money from something, people are always going to take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Same with the claims in general.
Yeah.
People. Yep. You have this opportunity to make money from an injury. Yep. There's always going to be people that go, 100%. I also have that injury.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing's always this. I just go, look, put your hand on your heart and say, do you think these things are defense related? And if I believe you, number one, number two, I'll go down the road with you. It's fine. The good thing now is I get to choose who I work with, which makes it a lot easier. When some of these people will take every single person on because they just don't care. But I don't want to. I had a guy call up a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now. Anyway, I want to claim tinnitus. And I'm like, all right, mate, when are you in? He goes, I'm a Kapuka. And I'm like, oh, you RI. He goes, no. I'm like 3 weeks in. And I was like, the fuck? I'm like, wait, how have you got your phone? It's the first time he had his phone, he called me.
How is... And you haven't even done fucking weapons training in 3 weeks.
And I was like, mate, look, you need to call fucking someone else. Call your mum for fuck's sake. Call your dad. I do something. But literally, you get those guys call up. You had people come in. It was the RSL days. Guys walk in, 25. They go, I never want to work again. What do I have to do? And I go, fuck this. And I go, no, you got to help him. And look, he may have had issues and wanted to work again, but the fact that your attitude is I never want to work again at 25 years old, I don't want to work. I don't want to do people like that.
Yeah.
If you have major issues and that sort of stuff, fine. That's no worries at all. Shit. Everyone's got their own journey, but, taking the piss, sitting on the playground the first time you get your phone trying to claim tinnitus, like fucking steady on.
No, I think these days there's a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot, but some people going through Kapuka because they know that they can get that fucking free money.
Absolutely.
For doing 24 hours of service. Yeah. I had a conversation with a kid that had done 2 weeks. We called him Fortnite. He'd done 2 weeks at Kapuka and then got out. So whatever that fucking early thing is where you end up in fucking bail.
Yeah. You do the march out thing and fuck it up and then they kick you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he claimed depression and anxiety and got accepted. And then going through that whole route of being a veteran, I'm like, mate, you are not a veteran. You gave something a go. You didn't like it. What do you do in the first 2 weeks? You learn how to do a bit of drill. You get fucking your uniforms.
1,000 PowerPoints.
Huh?
1,000 PowerPoints.
Yeah, PowerPoints. Yeah, do some Soldiers 5s.
Yep.
Maybe some basic weapon training. You had to go out something. You didn't like it.
Yep.
You go to pilot school and do 2 weeks and fucking leave. You're not a pilot.
I said the exact same thing. You go to law school for 2 weeks, you're not a fucking lawyer next day.
Yeah.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah. You're not a veteran lawyer.
Yeah. The hard part is that DVA, this is where I think the DVA needs a bit more context as well, is because I literally had a case, it's a couple of years ago. That's when I remember I really had to, I sat down afterwards and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Guy was in infantry for about 20 years, 3 or 4 deployments, had cervical spondylosis, which is traditionally a very hard claim to go over the line with DVA. They have these crazy SOPs to meet, carry 15 kilos on your head whilst upright, for 10,000 hours over a 10-year period. You're like, who the fuck does that?
What the fuck?
Literally, like standing upright, walking along on top of your head. And you're like, well, no one does that. So why put it in there? It's ridiculous.
Fucking African water collector.
Literally. I said the exact same thing to the guy this morning. But then there was a recruit that was there 3 weeks. She got some sort of like someone donked her in the head with the back of a rifle, like a tiny little donk, and she got cervical spondylosis over the line for a trauma, and this guy got his claim knocked back for not meeting the wear and tear stuff. And I was like, how the fuck can in the same day, the same delegate see this person's been here for 2 weeks and he's been here for 20 years and this guy doesn't get over the line and she does. In the end, we end up going to VRB and getting overturned anyway, but he shouldn't have had to go through that extra hoop.
Yeah.
And, you know, I picked up his claims already been submitted. I probably wouldn't have done it the same way that he did. You know, sometimes there'll be ways to submit claims and you might meet 4 or 5 SOPs and you go for the wrong one super, super hard. You know, my I guess theory about it is just MVO, like minimum viable option. You know, give a DVA the diagnosis, the link to service for an SOP you think, and any medical evidence you need. You don't have to go crazy. You know, Kai joined the army on a rainy day. It was dreamed to be a soldier and, you know, all that sort of stuff like that. You don't need to write that shit. You need to write, this is the SOP we meet, this is the injury, and make it clear for them.
They've got tick boxes.
Exactly. And if you say that your knee happened on the parade ground or on a pack march on the 17th of September and they can't find it, then all of a sudden your story is harder for them to go along with. If you say, hey, it's wear and tear, I've hurt my knee on multiple back marches over my career, that's a far better way to do it. Give DVA left and right of arc to actually meet some other SOPs you might not think you've met. So sometimes it's about, weirdly enough, it's not about, you know, med docs and stuff anymore. It's a lot about wear and tear. 90% of what I deal with now is wear and tear stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny you say that thing. One of my mates is a bombardier on the gun line for 10 years and he got his fucking lumbar spondylosis rejected. It's like, are you fucking joking?
And a lot of that is just the way it was submitted.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I could probably massage it out for him. And it's, you know, but that's the thing. You know, a lot of the advocates are out there now that have been doing it for 1.5 years. You're like, well, claims take 2 fucking years. So how much exposure have you seen from beginning to end?
Yeah.
You couldn't have. Just by maths.
You never got any results.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, and that's why it's hard. Like my new company now, like we've been open 3 months. I'm like, I've been doing it for a long time now. I've seen lots of claims go around the merry-go-round. But look, DVA is an interesting beast in that scenario. But the problem is that like it's like the NDIS 10 years ago, or probably now still probably as well, where it's just a free-for-all. You know, and DVA has to tighten the belt somewhere. And do I agree with the $5,000 limits and all those kind of things? I do think that it's being played out to be a bit different than what it is. From what I've read, and it's obviously horrendous, I don't think it should be done, but you can get approval from your GP after that $5,000 cap.
That's what I said. There's got to be exceptions and exemptions. Because there's people that need therapy.
Exactly. So you can go to your doctor after 5,000 expires and say, I want a referral, and DVA approves it. It's prior approval stuff instead of it being a blanket. So it's not.
It's like the critical care plans now.
Yep.
That's what I was saying. I was like, yeah, it fucking sucks, but there has to be exemptions.
Yeah. And
there's no fucking way they can just blanket go $5,000.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't even cover a year of psychology at two sessions, one session a fortnight.
And this is the problem. People like VBA, those pricks out there. Veteran Benefits Australia, they've been doing it. You give a bottle on fucking Facebook and they get you details, and then you get called from somebody else, and all of a sudden it's like a counselling call they charge DVA for, and they get your numbers, and all of a sudden you're seeing a fucking podiatrist in Western Australia out of nowhere, and you're in Brisbane, and you look at your card and you've seen all these charges happen. It's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy stories about that.
And all it's simple as go and check your white card or your gold card entitlements. Like I've seen some of the old clients who have you check them out and you're like, fuck, like this is 200 grand worth of billing in like 2 years. He's like, I didn't see any of those people. And I'm like, what? And he's like, he's been hospitalized, 3 weeks in a 4-week period, never went to hospital. So how fucking corrupt does all the people in those scenarios have to be to get that?
I've heard of people getting, of DVA numbers getting charged for psychology sessions, and they found out it was weeks after their death. Oh,
mate, that happens all the time. And this is the problem. These big companies, they own psychologists and then psychiatrists, and they link around, and they refer to someone who refers back to them, and it's all the same ecosystem, and it's not hard to find. There's a place in Algester, it was a pretty fucking busy address with about 12 fucking different businesses all sitting there. And they've now, all of a sudden, those businesses are closed and moved on, and they're new names and new people, but it's the same directors. So... if you want to have a look, jump on my LinkedIn. I'm fucking pretty vocal on there. But you got to be careful. They get pretty suey. But fuck them. This is the problem. It's just... And it's not veteran-facing bad things they're doing because, veterans are probably getting great results from these guys, but when it means that DVA has to systemically change the offerings they do. So I said before about the CBC program, which is a really good program where doctors or a nurse can come along and actually start to doing coordinated care. So every 3 months you get check-ins, and there's multiple ways to keep it on board where it means that you don't have to see them in person. You can do telehealth, all this kind of stuff. So rural veterans, which a lot of guys get out, they don't stay in the cities. They bounce out. And this kind of stuff is really important for those guys. They've just had their rug pulled under them saying no more telehealth. Go see a doctor in person, go see a doctor in person. And they go, fuck DVA. And you're like, well, yeah, but DVA has just had egg on their face getting paid for all these things pricks are taking advantage of over the last 5 years. So at what point do you stop the hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud going down?
Yeah.
Where is the line you pull?
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense.
It's hard.
I was trying to tell people that when this first thing came out and there was an uproar in the $5,000, I was like, I can see from the other side as an exercise physiologist when I used to work in the space, people would be clinics would be charging veterans 3 or 4 sessions a week ongoing, regardless of if the veteran was turning up or if the veteran needed it. Yep. I've got this slight fucking niggle in my shoulder. Yep. You need 4 sessions a week. Yep. I even had an EP friend that was like told to do that by his boss.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, they don't. I could easily do 1 a fortnight. He's like, no. Yep. He's going to get 3 a week. Yep. And, and then regardless if that veteran turns up or not, charging them, which is illegal.
And there's that. There's even realistically, I've seen ones where reports are written by specialists that have been not working for years and comes back around and the specialist reports go through. Fucking bad stuff like that. You can see, but it's not one bit of bad players. They've infected everything.
Yeah, like we were saying at the start, if you have the option or the availability of making big money, people are going to take advantage of it.
Oh, of course. And, that's where the advocacy stuff starts coming in. People charging 12% and 10% and massive fees and taking child payments and that kind of stuff. I've seen a guy came across to us last week before, and he charged $77,000. He got charged.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I've heard of lawyers charging $70,000.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
But there's companies out there doing 20%. They have like a sliding scale. There's one. I used to work at 6 Harrier as a rehab consultant.
Yeah, right.
And some of the fucking boys that the stories they were telling me, I was like, if you can get out of that fucking contract, get out of it fucking now. Yeah. They're like, oh, it's better to have 80% of something than 100% of nothing. I'm like, no, bro. That's not how it works. They are fucking robbing you blind. It's 100%. Criminal.
And that is literally what I get told. Because a lot of times someone will call me after I've spoken to somebody else. And they'll say, oh, they said it's 12%, but, better than 12% than nothing. And I go, fuck off. It's not true.
That's the mentality getting around.
I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Like, there are multiple people out there not charging that. Yeah. There's some good people in the space. Granted, I probably only know 1 or 2 people that I'd recommend and let my mates go to. Rob Jones, good dude.
Yeah.
Really good guy. Very cool guy. Ethics down the right point, but fuck, outside of that, pretty hard,
Rob's a good dude. And I have referred a lot of people to Rob. Yeah. Because it's only 3%.
Yeah.
But that's still more than you charge.
Yeah. Well, depending on how good, depending on how good your fucking good your outcome is. Look, there are lots of guys in the space. I deal with a lot of people, but the people I know directly that I've known for a long time in the space for long periods, Rob Jones and there's a couple of other guys I keep in contact with, that are good dudes. So, but very rare in the space. Very rare to see good people, and it's sad because you're eating each other. Like they're eating each other, and it's fucking rough.
Let's put a little. Can delete this off the edit caveat right now. What do you think of that veterans as avatars conversation the other day?
Oh, I shared it on my fucking LinkedIn and went, fuck him. Yeah, I can't say that there's no way they were larger than the last company I was at that I found, that we had more clients than them for sure. And we charged 5% across the board at the last one. And we weren't making 1/3 or 1/4 what they were saying. So, they might be charging 10%, but how are they making those numbers? Whether it's full of shit, just stroking his cock, talking to fucking Alex Hormozi, is a different story as well. But I do not see how you can make that revenue when I know what the profit margins are and try and get to the number he said ethically. I just don't see it. That's the problem.
Because he said he was currently 50 million, potentially 100 million. Oh,
well, I guess
projected for 100 million.
Well, I guess, you got 2,000 clients charging type 10% and your average is, he said 30 grand or something,
35 grand per.
Which again, I can tell you now.
So how many people is that for $50 million?
I could ask my AI. I can give it a yell, but it'd be, well, 2,000 at $1,000 is $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go 30,000, 2 times 3, so what's that? 60 million. So yeah, pretty much is spot on 2,000, I guess.
50 million divided by 35,000.
The answer is approximately 1,428.
There you go. So potentially they have those numbers now. I'm not sure. But again, I'm not sure what they charge now, but still, fuck. At that point, you've got to start looking about, and look, I'm all capitalism for it and all that kind of stuff like that. But if you're saying your average is 35,000 and you're charging 10%, that means you're getting 350 grand per client. That's 3 times what. Hard to justify that onto me. If you sat in front of me, I'd be like, right, mate, explain your numbers. But again, if you're making that much money, you're not only making large amounts of profit from the amount of people you see, you're also fucking everyone individually pretty hard too. If someone, let's say like for myself, like I'm quite transparent with my fees. I charge a fixed fee, $9,490 plus my morality clause, which basically means you keep 95% of what you get. So if you get 500 grand, I charge you 9.5 grand. If you get $50, I lower my fee down and make it 5% of that. Yeah. So, you know what you're getting into there. But for me to make that money, I'd have to have like fucking 40,000 clients. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy amount of actual output you need to do, and not one person gets stung. Because if your average is 35 grand, fuck, some people are paying 70. Some people getting 900 grand and they're paying their 10% of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how do you keep that clients up? Some people come through at 80 grand all the time. So the other thing is these guys, and a lot of guys jump ship from them to me, they put in 50 claims for these dudes, and guys don't even know what it is. They don't know what the contentions they are. They don't know what's being submitted. They don't even know.
Yeah. I've heard that in the industry. There's a lot of the, you also have this, and this, so that they can get the most back, obviously with the, if they're getting their percentage, they want to get as many claims as they can. Yeah. You've also got insomnia, right? And ED, because,
the way I do is I say, look, really hard with DVA to know where symptoms begin and conditions stop. And that is hard. And I said, so if you have these things and you have medical evidence for them, ED, IBS, insomnia, that kind of stuff. If you've got massive PTSD, I go, mate, odds are you might have these things. It's not a free-for-all. You're going to have some evidence for it. But these things do come for it a lot of the time, especially because if you got that big PTSD, you're on those drugs to be able to actually deal with that. Then all of a sudden your ED comes along, and then insomnia is probably more of it's a hard one there depending on what it is. But IBS is a massive one.
Yeah, right.
A lot of guys, they just, I can have had a hard shit in 2 years, like that kind of stuff. Like it's quite, but it's not really the claims that I have the problems with, because pretty hard to actually fake that you have these big conditions. Besides, mental health's a hard one, because if you wanted to be really, really straight down the line, you could make a heap of shit up and get it over the line. Like the recruit from 2 weeks who got his depression, he would have to make some shit up realistically to get it over the line.
Well, I'm sure he already had those things.
Yeah.
I can get them paid for just by going to Kapuk for a couple of weeks.
Exactly. And there is that line of where, well, look, these conditions I have them, whatever it may be. It's when it gets to the PI and you say, I can't leave the house and I can't work and I can't do this. That's the difference. Because same diagnosis, some guy with PTSD might just not like crowds very much, and some might not leave the house ever again. Same diagnosis, very different at the PI stage. So I'm not against people covering their ass and getting as many claims as they can in, because you don't always know you're going to hit that gold card threshold and you want to make sure you get yourself sorted. Cool, I'm all for that. But if I read your report and you said that you haven't left the house in 6 months and I know you're just on a fucking holiday, I go, roll, you're full of shit. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. That's where I draw the line. I said, mate, you just got to take the tough jacket off and say, how do these things affect you honestly? And I'll fight for that. But if I see that you're writing, that you're writing all this bullshit, I'll be like, mate, you go somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
There's no point, because all it takes is you have a bad name with DVA or a bad name in the veteran community. And I'm sure old mate at fucking Alex Mosey got smashed. I'm sure he's looking at some hate coming down the pipeline.
Oh, yeah, the veteran community was fucking up in arms. I think I can see I can see both sides of that.
Yeah.
First of all, it was a business seminar with Alex Hormozy.
100%.
All of the people that got up on that microphone, because I saw others.
Yeah. I watch a lot of his content. I like Alex Hormozy.
Yeah, and they all call
Avatars.
They say avatars for every sort of I don't know, fucking customer. So he was talking in Alex's language to Alex about business.
Yep.
On the flip side of that, you can see how the veterans are upset that they're getting treated
But also he's
like
full of
this
shit.
as cash cows.
Also full of shit too. I can speed it up. No, you can't. You can't. I say that in my first fundraising person. I'm like, I can't speed it up. If someone says I can speed it up, they're fucking full of shit.
Speed up what? DVA?
Yeah. He said on the thing, it's like, yeah, we can speed it up until we pay for it. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't. You know, if there's a magic word, all my clients got to put it on a line, I'd use it. I don't have one. And you can't. This is the thing. There's so much Chinese whispers throughout the process of DVA, and these guys use it to say, we can speed it up. You know, these guys, you look on the websites, I guarantee this much. We achieve 6-figure this. We do this. You're like, fuck off, idiots. I'm like, that's just wrong. in my opinion. And I've said that multiple times. Like, you go to my LinkedIn and my socials, I'll say, look, you guys are the reason why DVA is going to make it harder for everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. And they have those Instagram ads where you're like, it's a calculator.
I fucking hate that calculator so much. I said, one of my recent Instagram posts like 6 months ago, I was like, anyone with a fucking calculator, you're a piece of shit. Because it doesn't work that way.
No.
And this is the problem, is that's the norm now. The norm is there's a helicopter flying past and I do claims. Or, you know, it's a fucking piece of cams with the Australian flag. And anyone can put that ad up and someone come along and you can bluff somebody and charge 12%. Like it's the worst I've seen the sphere since I've been in it in the last 7 or 8 years. I've never seen it as toxic and as bad as it is now. And everyone out there saying fucking stupid shit, you know, each to their own. But you got to look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day about, you know, business ethics and where you can do it. And could I come back into the sphere and charge the same amount? Sure. I've been doing it for longer than most people out there. But why? You know, you shouldn't have to do that to be able to make a business viable. Oh,
yeah, that was the other thing about that as well. The 7% for 35,000 or whatever.
And it jumps up.
I've got $50 million in profit projected for $100 million. Well, why don't you just reduce your fucking fees and help the fucking community rather than trying to make more money?
And there's only 2 directors. So that's split the money.
$50 million profit off the back of taking people's compensation. It's like, or you're gloating about how much money you take off each veteran when and how much profit you have, which is upsetting people because like, well, fucking hell, if you're making that much money, what are you going to do with $50 million?
Literally. And in the end, if you can make $50 million charging in reasonable amount and everyone's reasonably fine. Like if each person goes, look, I'm not sucking myself off saying how great my fucking fees are, but if I said $9,000, everyone's happy with that, got the morality clause there, cool, and I make that much, that means I would have had to help like 15,000, 20,000 veterans all within a very fair fee structure, I think. Now that's different, in my opinion, than me going along and going, oh, fuck, that guy's got 900 grand for his kids and I charge 7% plus GST and I just got $80,000 to do his claims. Like, that's pretty fucking rough. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that your admin person on 70 grand a year did every single minute they worked for a year on that person's claims.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Like,
one claim base for your fucking
literally, you're
one
like,
staff member.
So you go, it's just that. And I think the creep is the creep. And I think that's what's happened with the VBA crew and the bad dudes in the sphere. And I don't care if you heard this, I couldn't care less. Like I've said it on LinkedIn, you know, it's just the creep. I believe it's just greed. And you go, oh, fuck it. You know, they didn't turn up for 2 of these things. And like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should do a psych evaluation every 3 weeks for this guy. Oh, do you pretend? No. And it's just how much you get away with. And my problem long-term with this is, well, where does DVA hold fault to? If some prick fucking sends in $30,000 or $40,000 of invoicing for 4 reports, you paid it. You know what I mean? Just go, this seems like a lot. This is 10 times more everyone else charges. Why pay it? Do a question mark and say what's going on. Because a lot of these guys, you can even see it in the Senate estimates and stuff like that. You can see they've got the top 10 people providers, $10,000 average, $10,000 average. So there's TRNs. I'm not sure if you've been with them in the past with the exercise physiology stuff, but basically it's a way to bill like a Medicare code, but it's the way DVA does it. And
for an MRI before your claim's approved.
That kind of stuff, and also to do with reporting and that sort of stuff. So the providers have a portal they upload their documents to, which is all the reporting stuff, and then they can charge DVA an amount. Now, generally speaking, there's an average amount, but you can see on the sentiment estimate, some of them are charging $10,000 on average per TRN. So $10,000 an average per TRN. And you're like, fuck. And then these guys are crying, like, oh, it's so unfair. DVA aren't paying my fees anymore. And you're like, well, fuck yeah. And you're seeing them. And DVA are blackballing people now.
Yeah, right.
DVA blackballing people. You see the people that are closing down, and you all need to have a look around. Just Google on the veteran pages. These guys closed. These guys closed. These guys closed.
Yeah, I know a bunch of staff that were at one of them recently.
And I've spoken to those guys. A lot of them reach out to me, try and work with me. And I think whether it's because they want to try and jump onto a person who's got a good name, and as soon as you talk to them, you're like, fuck. I'm like, that sounds like what you're doing is like everyone else is doing it. There's some good people in the sphere. Rory from Trojan's Trek, those guys, fantastic people. Veteran Medical, I've worked with a lot. TVH, are really great. There are people out there doing the right thing, out there doing the right stuff. Frontline Medical. There are good people out there doing the right things. Yeah. But the problem is that the majority of the people out there, whether they have become used to charging these higher fees and now they can't run a viable business without charging $10,000 a TRN, I don't know. But when DVA comes back and says you can only charge $2,000, we can't fucking run a viable business. Like, well, everyone else is. Like how the fuck does that work? So I think it's sadly it's on the advocate sphere, it's on the medical side of the sphere, and the lawyers out there doing stuff, they're fucking very silly. They'll sue you for trying to break contracts. There's massive break contract leases. And the IVAs come out, and we've joined the IVA as well, which is I'm not sure what it stands for, Institute of Veteran Affairs, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's basically meant to try and govern fixed fees and that sort of stuff. But the hard part is they haven't got any teeth, so it's not compulsory, and some of the same players charging those huge amounts of fees are just charging huge fixed fees now. I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck did that do?
You got to have fixed fees, but there's no
literally
no limit to it.
Yeah, so it's hard. It's where's the line? What's the right thing to do? And there's also my brain where I go, well, if the veteran fucking signs up, he's an adult, a big boy, big boys and girls. Look at the contract and go, fuck, $20,000, $25,000 sounds like a lot of money. It is, fucking is. Yeah. There's it's hard, isn't it?
You got the digger net and everything. Like I was saying, at 6 RAR, like one guy goes to fucking, let's not name the fucking thing, but they charge 12%, and then he goes and tells his entire unit, and then they all go do it, and then fucking they're at the boozer, and then next thing fucking someone tells someone from Recon, and then Recon all goes and does it, and then B fucking...
Yeah. And I think it's also a little bit of, I went through them, and it's almost like a confirmation bias that you didn't get shafted by getting everyone to do it at the same time. I found that as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, no, these guys are great. Yeah, you pay for it, but they're great. But realistically, what have they done? What have they actually done in the background? If you don't know what your claims say, how much have you really been kept informed? Heaps of guys come across to me and they go, well, this got knocked back. Well, what did it say? I don't know. I don't even know what was put in. How the fuck can you not know it was put in? You know what I mean? Like, how is that informed consent?
Yeah.
So the classic is this. Oh, they put me through a full MRI. I go, okay, what does that do? And they go, oh, it's great. They'll file the claims. I said, that's not necessarily true, mate, because the way it works at DVA is now, especially under the new act, is if they find something, diagnose something, you can't link it to service, that hurts you when it gets to the PI stage. So because the PI stage, meaning when you get at the end of the process, how you get everything looked at, and it's how they actually find your impairment through an assessment with the GP or a psych. So in the end, if you go through the process and you've got 10 accepted conditions and you've got 5 rejected conditions, is the way it used to be. Now it's 5 diagnosed conditions as well. They can be in there whether they're rejected or not because they found them on the scans and you tried to claim them. So we're starting to see things pop up on PIs that aren't rejected conditions anymore, but DVA know you have them. So now you can't say in your impairment, no, there's nothing going on in my body at all besides the accepted condition. They say, well, Kai's got a bad left shoulder. The right shoulder didn't go over the line. Now it's apportioning. So of your upper body, how much is your left shoulder and your right shoulder? And it works against you at the other end of the process.
Because this is like a non-related condition that's
exactly
causing the PI. Yeah.
But what they'll do is, and they'll throw in 50 claims, abrasions. Oh, one of the ones I fucking hate, it's like follicle something. And I'm like, you mean shaving rash? Literally shaving rash. You're like, you got a beard, mate. Fuck, when the last time you shaved your face? But that's the kind of claims you have in 50. I got 50 claims in. That doesn't mean anything, mate. I know guys with 4 claims that have got 80 points and maxed out, and I know guys with 50 claims that have got nothing. It's depending on your permanent impairment. But This is the problem. You don't ask them how it happened to defense. It doesn't happen how it links. And then these guys, I don't know what's claiming. They get all these rejected conditions. Now they come to me and it's a shit show. And I've got to start from the beginning and be like, right, well, what have these guys done? You look at the contentions, they're just complete dog shit. And you're like, so you've charged top dollar, huge amounts of money, charge this guy 70 grand, half the contentions are full of shit. You put in 40 claims, 20 were knocked back. Yeah, he might have got his 50 points, but he probably would have got 60 or 70 without the apportioning at the end. So it's lack of knowledge about how DVA works. It's guys taking the piss and treating you as a number and just punching you through. But how can you know what people are going to claim unless you spend the time going through it with them? Like it's not that hard to spend a half an hour on the phone. I did 3 this morning. Half an hour on the phone with the guys going, mate, let's just start with your ankles and feet and just work your way up. What's going on? Where are we at? We don't know. I can't tell you what the contentions are because I don't know what the fuck the scan's going to say. But I can say, yeah, your knee hurts, mate. Let's have a look. If it comes back with nothing, then we can't claim it. If it comes back with something, then my job is to sit down and have an honest conversation with you about how we can link it, if we can link it. The hard part is what's happened with this act change is it's woken a lot of older veterans up that haven't claimed, like, oh, fuck, I should get in. And they get in, you go, well, mate, it has still been 40 years since you served. And now you go, well, it's wear and tear. What have you done since? And that more than likely caused by defense kind of lens is very hard. So as much as you want to help these guys, there is, you can put the DVA hat on as well. Well, you've been out for 40 years. You've got a bad back. You're 75 years old. At what point do you go, well, yeah, shit, different if it's you did 20 years service or 25 years, something like that. You have a bit of an argument there. But a lot of the time it's 3 or 4 years, 30, 40 years ago. You can see why it's hard for DVA to push those through at that stage without anything in your med docs.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's an interesting sphere to be in. But I think having the time to sit down with those guys and go have an honest conversation and say, hey, mate, look, we can put these in, but it's not a slam dunk by any means. We have to try and really link this back as much as we can. And at what stage are you just filling up the false hope? We've got 50 claims for you, mate. We're good to go. Catch you later. They go, oh, which claims? Oh, we got it sorted. Like, that's not advocacy. That's just you fucking putting in claims being a prick.
Was this you're saying this new act, is this from July 1st?
Yep.
So I used to work at the Soldier Recovery Centre. Obviously, that whole centre is
broken boys.
Yeah. People downgraded.
Yeah.
With their claims and stuff.
Yep.
So there's a lot of conversation around that. One of the things that we used to talk about, the staff, is that this surely has to fucking dry up. Nearly every second person's getting $650,000 payouts, up to $900,000 for if you've got a couple of kids.
Yeah.
Surely it's not fucking sustainable to give every soldier a fucking $500,000. Is this new act that, or is it still?
So there's pros and cons to it. There are some, well, let's start with the fucking negatives. Why not? So the negatives would be glaringly for the older guys in the VEA sphere. So, 80s, early 90s kind of stuff. Sometimes if you go a Timor trip in like 2000s, but the VEA Act, the older ones around, the TPI scheme under that was quite lucrative. Long story short, you only were compensated in pensions. So when you were to stop work, your pension would jump up because you've never had lump sums in the past. So your compensation wasn't double dipping in that scenario. So you could stop work under VEA, get TPI, get your $1,800, $900 a fortnight until you die. Fantastic. So now the problem is DVA, instead of changing the name of it under the new act, still kept it calling it TPI when you stop. So your gold card gets embossed with TPI, and then technically it's a work thing. And why can't I get my pension? Like, well, you've had lump sums, mate. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's a bit different. You can't get a pension the rest of your life and $500,000. Like, fuck. So what they've done is just smush the older two acts into the most recent act being Merca, and Merca's got a slight facelift. So the negatives being, when does it dry up? The biggest things I see is, number one, they're pushing serving members to go see their own MOs. So the reluctancy of someone going into an MO and saying, I've got these 20 conditions I want to claim, well, you run the risk of getting downgraded. So number one. Number two, it means that your uni gets involved, all that kind of stuff like that at the same time. But they're actually, a lot of the time, you'll see it as well. Some good people in the sphere, Alexis Badge is one of the ones on LinkedIn pushing back quite hard against that as well. She's a really good player in the sphere as well. But basically pushing back, saying you should be able to see whichever GP you like. And then you can see the argument from DVA going, well, hold the fuck up. Like, defense gets paid a contract to do the medical stuff. So why am I doing the medical stuff? And then all of a sudden, then the defense guys go, well, we're not fucking doing DVA stuff. DVA get their funding. Why? So they're passing the buck around. But what DVA doing is forcing them to see MCLOA, which is the DVA Independent Medical Advisors. Now, look, I've had some people who have good results, but how independent do you be when you fucking only work for DVA? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit of a drawback there. Now, some of them don't just work for DVA, some of them do both, but you don't get the same familiarity with them. And the argument is this: they say, well, it has to be telehealth, not telehealth anymore. Sorry, it has to be in person, and it has to be treating GP. And you go, okay, well, I've seen this doctor. Oh, you haven't seen him twice. It hasn't been, it's only been in person once. So go see MCLOA. I go, over telehealth, never met him before. So you're not solving your own problem by sending him to MCLOA. So why are they sending you to MCI at the time? Do you know, I don't think it's a tinfoil hat thing to think that potentially, I would love to see the numbers about the outcomes. I'm sure they will be less under MCLOA. Not having the familiarity with the veteran, and it usually goes two ways. You come in, I'm dead. I can never fucking would work again, or you're put the tough jacket on and you go, oh, I'm all right, I'm not so bad, and you get a really shit result. Yeah. So, look, my worry is that MCLOA is getting pushed too hard, and I've been shown bills and that sort of stuff where MCLOA is charging almost as bad as some of the fucking bad players. So you're like, well, fuck, like, everyone's taking a piece of the pie everywhere. So that's for the serving members an issue, where you wouldn't raise something, he might get downgraded. So that's one thing I think makes it harder for the serving guys. And my opinion sort of varies there. Well, if you're getting that many things claimed, maybe you should be downgraded. Like where does that line go? Yeah. My canary in the mine with that always is look, if you can say the same thing to the MO you're saying to DVA, then that's fine. You get caught with your pants down when you just tell DVA because you're tinny or you're never going to work again. And then you go tell the MO that you're Rambo. You can't have both. So as long as the narrative is consistent throughout the process, you're fine. Besides that, the new act is overwhelmingly better to get access to services. So household services is now a much better unified act, because it used to be under the Veterans Act, it was called VHS or something like that, which made it was way less amount you could get. The travel reimbursements, the way to claim things on my services is much better. So it's a lot better of a system. It had to happen at some point. The other positive part, which is the biggest one, which is the glaring one, is DIRCA had no gold card. So before 2004 and like mid-90s, between those two acts, if you just had that service, no matter how many claims you had, no gold card.
Yeah, right.
So now everyone's entitled to a gold card for a whole body assessment. So yes, there is some things that DVA are tuning up, and it's more about the seeing GPs and cleaning up the actual sphere, which is making veterans cop some strays in the new act in that scenario. But they're already doing it beforehand, trying to clean it up. But the new act is definitely overall a positive, I think. And it means that it's a united appeals process. So no longer is it like VA's got different to DIRCA, got different to MERCA. So, and DVA are saying it's next coming of Jesus. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case, because they're going to have more manpower under one act now. So instead of having how many people on the VA, how many people on the DIRCA, how many people on the MERCA, now it's just everyone knows the one act. So in theory, it will make the processing times faster. What they're not counting on is every single person from the old acts putting new claims in and reassessing all their old stuff. Yeah. So I think I'd love to see the numbers from July into August. I reckon it'd be the most amount of claims in DVA history. I would bet my left nut it'd be really fucking close. Yeah, right. Because why wouldn't you? If you're on a DIRCA and you've got all these conditions rejected, not in your med docs, I go, well, fuck it. If I can get on SOPs now, why wouldn't I resubmit? There's no negative. They're already rejected. Yeah. So why wouldn't you roll the dice and try? So hard. It's a hard spot there. But one of the other ones that's quite positive is the on-duty clause. So certain conditions now that are really hard to get over the line, like strokes, heart attacks, epilepsy, that kind of things. If you have it at work and you report it at work, it's more like work cover, where you can actually have a case to fight that and actually say it's service-related. So even if you're a fat prick and drink yourself stupid and all that kind of stuff and you have a heart attack on duty, you can still say it's service-related. Yeah. So there are some positives there moving forward. But the glaring changes are for the serving members. They're pushing MCLA really hard. The in-person GP stuff's now they've released it back to 2 sessions in person before you can become a treating GP. Oh, yeah. Before it was just see him for 12 months, which is a shit show. Yeah. Yeah,
because you fucking, for all sorts of reasons. Your GP could move away and now you got to get a new one.
You discharge. Yeah. You're fucked. You know what I mean? For discharge. Yeah, you move.
Yeah.
How many people move? How many people move when they leave Townsville want to stay in fucking Darwin or Townsville?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You move and then you don't have a treating GP anymore. By definition, you don't have a treating GP if you're using the MOs.
Yeah.
You can't claim for a year. Medically separating members. You can't claim it for 12 months. What? Do you know what I mean? Like there's such glaring holes in these things they haven't thought through. But overall, I think it will be an improvement. I think that the DVA had to draw the line somewhere. So some people get shafted on before, whatever it may be, but it needed to be drawn, needed to get moved into the new acts. Having 3 independent doctrine for a government entity, government moves in slow motion already. At what point do you just draw the line and go, fuck it, pull the band-aid off? We're all under the same act now. The grandfathering scheme protects your old entitlements. So nobody under the older acts are worse off. You can just sit exactly where you're at and not touch anything. But, it's also only been 6-7 weeks. So one of the things that my tinfoil hat goes off on is they're saying that now treatment's going to count towards PI stuff, meaning that it helps with your proving that you need this, high degree of impairment. Now I go, right, well, what about Joe Bloggs has got a gold card? He's got his cervical spondylosis knocked back. He then goes and gets heaps of treatment on his cervical spondylosis because we all know that, his neck's bad. Then he goes to get a PI assessment done and he's got some shoulder conditions accepted. That apportioning, he goes, oh, nothing's wrong besides my shoulder. DVA goes, hold the fuck up. You've been getting all this treatment for your cervical spondylosis this year and you only had 1 session for your shoulder. So how can that be 80%, 20%? They use it like that. You know what I mean? So we haven't seen that yet come back, but the apportioning, if you're only getting treatment on your neck and you're saying your shoulder's the only or anything wrong with you, on a whole body assessment, it's easy to argue the way around.
For PI?
Yeah. Yeah. So hard to know where the line is.
So they're sort of getting more, going through it a little bit more finer.
Yeah. And I think also the wording used to be on your worst day, on your worst day, on your worst day. And now the specific wording on the PI is presenting at the time of the appointment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, they're trying to move away from that stuff. And
people still answer on their worst day.
Yeah, of course. And I say, look, if you rock up to the appointment, you're probably taking fucking painkillers and you're probably getting over stuff and you're feeling good that day, awesome, great. But that's not your normal day. So there is a line there. But, my worst day was when I had surgery, I couldn't walk. You're like, well, fuck, like you've healed since then. There's lines and everyone does the wrong, has their own line. But yeah, the new act is obviously on its infancy. It's only been, 8 weeks. So we don't know. I've only seen, 1 or 2 PIs come through the process. So hasn't seen too much of a change, but I have seen towards the end of probably the last 3 or 4 months that PIs of basic reassessments have stayed the same or gone backwards. Same doctor, same assessment. So, whether they're tightening things up and whether they're doing different things in the background with doctrine, we won't know until it starts coming back on the pipeline.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on.
There's a lot of the stuff you see, like Old Fortnight, for example, and things like that, where you're getting, $100,000, $200,000 for basic stuff. And I know someone that claimed PTSD for never deployed, never saw combat, never had any traumatic sort of things happen, but had to be away from their family on postings. Claimed PTSD for that because they're a family-orientated individual. Got approved and got $605,000.
Generally, that goes back, to be fair. Generally, in fairness to DVA, I've seen a lot of them go, that's part of defence life, mate. So potentially he's written that and he's met some other SOP factor at the same time. Where does bullying begin and, kapooka begin? Start, fucking, there's a pretty thin line there. I have seen some shockers get through though.
Yeah. And that's when you're like, surely the money's got to dry up and giving this much money to people for
I agree.
things.
I think they'll tighten it. I don't think it's a big political leg to stand on to stop it. Who's going to come along and we won't fucking pay veterans anymore? Like you're not going to do it. The CSC is the one that I worry about.
CSC?
Yeah, like the Class A pensions and that sort of stuff where you can work full-time, not in your role. So a lot of these guys just re-roll, work full-time.
Oh, I know I do.
and you go, fuck, like, I'm on a Class A pension, but I'm not flying drones anymore. I can't. I couldn't do that, so I can't fly in helicopters. So, you that's the way the doctor is at the moment. But shit, there are guys, I know guys in mines on $400,000 or $500,000 a year, still getting their $70,000 from the pension.
Yeah, I know a psychologist.
Yep.
I did a seminar with him when he's like, guys, you can still work. Look at me. I've still got my full military Class A and I'm a psychologist.
Yep. And that's the one I go, well, fuck. It should be hard. It should be means tested, but should you be penalized for retraining yourself and getting a good wage? Do you want to disincentivize guys getting back into the workforce at that stage?
Yeah.
You know, so you re-roll, you get your shit together and you get a good job and you go up the ranks and they go, oh, no, take fucking 70 grand of it. You know, like, would it mean that you get less veterans back into the workplace by doing that? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Incapacity payment stats are fucking horrible.
As in how many people are on it?
Yeah, well, when you get on it, how many get off?
Ah.
Yeah, I think it was something crazy, and I could be full of shit, but I think it's about 17% of people once they get on never get off.
Really? 17% never get off.
Yep. So one in 5 people go on incapacity.
83% get back on.
Yeah.
83%.
Sorry, no, I fucked it up. So
the other way around.
They stay on incapacitations once they're on them. So only 17% get off them long term, which is fucking low.
Yeah, that's fuck off.
1 in 5 people get off them. You know. Luckily, it obviously cascades after 45 weeks and it comes down a little bit and that kind of stuff. But yeah. And look, the stat could have changed, but that's what I was told by some DVA vet. And fact check me on that one. It's going to be full of shit. But yeah, from what I've seen.
Well, the thing with incapacity is it's 100% of your salary plus benefits.
Yeah, until 45 weeks. And it drops to 75%.
But then you got the sliding scale, right? You can do volunteer work.
Yeah.
You can run your own business.
Yep.
You can. So 75 turns to 80 to 85, 90, 95.
Each day a week you work, it goes up 5%.
Extra 5%.
Yeah.
5 days is 100%.
Yeah. I know they took study, or they were taking study off that recently.
Study? Oh, you can't study?
Yeah, I don't think study counts as full-time work anymore. But again, fact check me on that one, because I know one of the guys told me the day he was still on it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, right. We haven't seen that changing of the acts yet. But again, it's try and go on the click on DVA website and try and find this information. It's fucking like pulling teeth.
Oh, there's fucking nothing on there.
No.
You can't find all the little caveats like, what if I start a business? What if I do this? What if I do that?
Yep.
There's fucking no way to know.
No.
It's like, what if I earn money? Like for incapacity, when I've started the podcast, I'm like, all right, I want to start a business. My only income is incapacity. If I buy equipment, can I claim it back?
Yeah.
Don't know.
There are some good people in the space like that, some good financial planners and stuff that are good like that. They'll be able to tell you what you can and can't do. And, you know, if you jump on my website, there's a couple of guys who work with that are great like that. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find the information. And a lot of it's, the one gripe I have with DVA is a lot of the time their procedures don't match their policy. So the policy come out and go, oh yeah, you can see your own GP. No worries. Well, I've seen a GP twice. Oh, no, you got to see him 12 months. So, where's that written down? Like, oh, it's not written down anywhere. Can you put it in writing? No.
Yeah.
You're like, well, fuck. That's the problem. And that's what's been happening in the last 4 to 6 months is a lot of those issues coming up like that, where procedurally it's way different to the policy.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's so many different things that people can do that when they write the policy, they haven't put all these little caveats in there.
And it's a delicate line to walk. But you know, I can sympathize with DVA as well. You don't want to punish the good guys because the bad guys are doing the wrong thing. But I think a lot of the last 3 or 4 months of sweeping changes of the medical stuff has really hurt the good people, and the bad guys, they don't give a fuck. They've made their $20 million, what the fuck it is for that amount of time. They're fine. They'll live. You know what I mean? Like that. What? And this is the frustrating part about being in the sphere and advocate space is what punishment. There's no punishment for these advocates. Like the IBA's, you know, bringing along, we'll just charge a fixed fee, and a lot of short term thinking. Oh well, I'll get a fixed fee, but they promised me in that calculator fucking $400,000, so I don't mind paying them, you know, $40,000 at that stage. You're like, fuck, they can't promise you shit. So this is the problem. A lot of bad things in the sphere, you know, and
it's hard. It'll be hard to manage.
Yeah, and it is hard to manage. And a lot of this, like anything, well, my mate got this, my mate's on this, and my mate's on that. And you go, I don't think he is. You know, my mate's on incapacity payments and he's working full time. I go, yeah, he could be. Or my mate can't work on his Class A pension. I'm like, he can. He's probably on incapacity payments as well. You know, like there's always a little caveat there. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be ways to fucking rot the system and do this and do that. It's like policing, right? There's fucking criminals. Yeah. Criminals will always find a way.
Yeah, and you know, if you have unlimited time, which a lot of these guys do, you're going to find ways around it. Like I always have a joke and I go, if you were a switched on autistic operator and you tripped out of the bus in Kapuka, you could probably get a full ride forever. You could. You trip, you break your arm, you get PTSD from breaking your arm. You then, because of whatever is the bus's noise, you get fucking tinnitus. Like you could really be a prick and go bang, 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 bang. Realistically speaking, if you're a bad dude, you could probably get tinnitus and start string everything else along the line. Tinnitus cause mental health cause and all that sort of stuff, and then get discharged, get a Class A pension. Fuck. So you're right. There would be people like that that would join just to go through the process.
Yeah, especially young kids that have got mates that have done it. A mate's got out at 22 with a full ride.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's gone, fucking, well, you only did 12 months to get that. Fuck.
Yep.
I'm going to go do that.
And I guess the glaring issue that I found getting advocacy sphere is the amount of sexual assaults is crazy. Like way more than you would think. Way more. Well, I guess sexual misconduct in general is more than half of the female clients I deal with in general. And it ranges from like very bad, violent sexual assaults to, harassment from people in power. But like you would be blown away. If I showed you the numbers, it would blow you away. Anybody who tells me they go, oh, my daughter's joined defense, I go, fucking don't.
Yeah.
And that's and I say to everybody, I'm like, if you do, be aware. It's changing a little bit now, but shit, some of the stories I've heard over the last 7 or 8 years, crazy stories.
Yeah.
I never saw it personally. Like I never really saw any of that when I was in, and that's what everyone says.
I know. I have conversations with my friends about that all the time. It's like, who the fuck's doing it?
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
No.
You're not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No.
Who the fuck is doing it?
A lot of it is I guess like the stereotypical greasy sergeant, young digger comes in and, before they know better, they fuck up with it or something like that, A lot of it is assumed. I don't like that whole, like the power dynamic stuff, but in defense, it's a lot more real than a normal workplace.
Yeah.
So, that has a lot more credence to me in defense because they really can fuck your whole life up if they want to.
Yeah.
And they control your weekends and you can be on guard duty for the rest of your days and whatever it may be. Go field exercise with other units because you want to have a fun party. Like you really can get shafted there. And I think there's some big issues there. But weirdly enough, I might have saw 1 or 2 things that I thought were bullshit and I called it out straight away. But never like violent things like that. But the amount of things I've seen, it would blow you away the stats.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I've got a lot of female friends that have told me some stories. And I think I've said this on the podcast before. I've never spoken to a female in my life that has not had something happen.
Yeah. Especially with that wide spectrum from like a harassment or something. That doesn't mean it's any worse or any better. But I would say every single person, and going back to like that BJJ feeling, that feeling you get when someone can do whatever they want to you, that's a horrible feeling. Yeah, for sure. And if you flip that script and go, well, that's what a small female feels in a very male-dominated sphere, you can see how that could fuck you up.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Feel so powerless. And
absolutely.
And, especially when it's you've decided to go and undertake this big career and want to be something more than yourself and serve the country. And it's an interesting one. It's pretty dark, but it's an interesting one to tackle, especially when you have daughters and that kind of stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've spoken about it before. There's like my daughter does Muay Thai. You got it. She has for the last since she was 5 years old. Up 5, really? Going early. Yeah, right. Yeah, we train together every week. Nice. She's now 11, so for 12. So for the last 6 years, and she'll never stop. You got it. Just to give her that little bit of get a bit of cunt in her. In case something happens. Know how to kick, know how to punch, scratch. And I tell her, like, if anything ever happens, be fucking hard to kidnap, be hard to hurt, be loud, be fucking crazy, kick, scratch, bite, fucking whatever you can. Yeah, everything. Scream. Yeah. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Just the mismatch of physicality there, and the threat of violence is always there. Yeah. And even if it's not overt, and look, probably that's a factor as well in the military as well. And look, the other side of the coin, I don't blame them either. If you're a young girl and you're picking any dude you want in defense, pretty much when you join, do you feel bad for girls go, yeah, I'll pick the hottest guy in the unit and I can have a shag? Like, fuck, I'm for sure it was reversed. Every dude in the world would do it. Yeah. So I've never felt bad. Like, I never felt like, oh my God, I can't put that chick's, 3 to 4 guys in the unit, which is that same mentality of, oh, she slept with 5 guys. Like, fuck it, if you in reverse, mate, you do 100. Do you know what I mean? So I always laugh at that and go, fucking steady on. Yeah, 100%. So, but look, it's a DVA gets a lot of bad press, and I don't think that they deserve
60% of it. I think, and this is a weird dichotomy too, I always say, and I was chatting to a mate of mine the other day about this, where they go, oh, DVA fucked me over and gave me all these injuries and this sort of stuff. I'm like, defense? What do you mean? I'm like, defense gave us injuries. DVA just paid your money and looked after you. And they go, yeah. So why do you love defense still and you hate DVA? Do you know what I mean? How many times have you heard that? DVA fucked me, they deserve to pay money. You go, what did they do?
Yeah.
It's a weird breakdown where the blame is passed to DVA.
That's true.
Yeah, it's weird. And I go, well, what has DVA done that's so bad to you? Didn't you just get fucking $400,000 and you've got incapacity payments and you've got your physio paid for the rest of your whole life? Yeah. Well, that sergeant who yelled at you wasn't fucking from DVA, was he? It's weird. It's a weird one. You look about it and you go, fuck, actually, yeah. And I've been guilty of it. Everyone's been guilty of it, I think. But it's hard. Where's the sphere moving to? Where's it going to? I don't know. But it's
time will tell.
Time will tell, mate. Time will tell. But it's interesting. Putting my face on everything out there is a hard one because now, it's Kai and that instead of it being a company. It's a lot of like, oh, you're that guy. I had a call the guy the other day and he was like, oh, I saw your ads and you're talking about stuff and I saw your YouTube channel and you're talking. And he's like, oh, your boss is a good dude. And I'm like, no, I think he's a fuckwit. And he goes, really? I'm like, no, fucking egotistical dickhead. Name the company after his last name. What a fuckhead. And he was like, really? No, I think he's a good dude. And I'm like, no, mate. No. And I'm like, I'm joking. It's me. And he's like, oh, you fuck out. Yeah. So it's interesting to be the face of it now as well, which is interesting. But I guess from my perspective, I go, well, it's my face. If I do the wrong thing and I fuck up, then that's not only my company's reputation, but it's my reputation gone too.
Yeah, for sure. Putting yourself behind it.
Yeah. But you've got the other side of the sphere where I've got two companies where the AI business is doing the AI stuff as well. So it's every spare minute you've fucking got something going on.
Busy.
Yeah. But like yourself, I guess. Every spare minute you fill.
Hook me up with the AI stuff.
Yeah, it's
I'm sick of having arguments with Gemini.
Yeah, I use Claude's quite good these days. I use a lot of Claude-based stuff, but I've got my own. One of the biggest things that I've really been working on the AI sphere recently is like a memory base. So the problem with using a Gemini or a Claude or a ChatGPT or a Grok is their memory keeps in their systems. Like they build a memory, which you think is a memory. They're looking at it as they got information on you, detailed information. So when ChatGPT goes, we're starting doing ads, they're going to be targeted ads to what you've searched for and what you've spoken about.
Yep.
Which is pretty rough. And so I use APIs, which is basically just a way to pay for tokens per, it's almost like a wholesaler to the AI to get their actual brain. So you can use Gemini, whatever you like. But in short, it means that I can build my own AI architecture, have my own memory, and whatever APIs I use do that. So over the years, the next 2 years, last 2 years I've been using it, I've now got a really big database of my memories of everything that's been going on, personal life, physical stuff, gym stuff, whatever it may be, DVA doctrine, all that kind of stuff, all my questions that I've been keeping it on. Number one, it's all on Australian servers and protected. And number two, it means that the memory base is mine, not theirs. But it means when I ask for something, it goes like, oh, 6 months ago you did that and this and this. And oh, yeah. And it has that contextual memory base across the way. And if you can get that going for people like yourself who have like repetitive marketing tools or repetitive design structures and that kind of stuff, it pumps out, marketing material and images really, really, really in context a lot smoother.
Nice.
Different world.
Is it expensive?
No, not really. Well, it's about equal to paying for like a membership of like the medium tiers. So depending on how many tokens you use, and probably for yourself, video and images use the most tokens. So that's the problem. But if you're getting to the point of having to prompt 5 times less, so not redoing the image 10 times, then generally speaking, it gets better and cleaner and cleaner. So yes, probably originally more expensive, but as it drops off that cliff, it gets a bit cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
You can do less with it.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to get done in the background there. And especially if you're looking at with your tattoo studio, that sort of stuff, and the constant marketing and images and pushing stuff out and reels and that kind. I'm sure I haven't looked into it. But I'm sure there'll be reels software you could build that would cut reels up and find key things inside of your long form stuff and pull it out for you. Yeah.
Oh, they do that with Opus Clip. Is one of those. So you buy tokens, and I kind of use that as a baseline. So it'll find, say, 40 videos out of a podcast, And usually none of them are like, I can just upload it.
Yeah.
I'll have to go, all right, that's a good start point.
Yep.
And then from there build out.
It's weird to think, you think AI is getting so far forward and you realize that it can't see video, it does screenshots, and it can't see audio, it does transcript.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, it's not that far along. It's just getting really good at the basic context and transcripts. Pretty weird. Think about that, you know, even though it's talking to you like it knows you, it's going from like audio to transcript, it's granted to audio, but because it's just working its magic in the background, but it's not understanding you from audio. Yeah.
Yeah. And it fucks up a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's ways to make it hallucinate less. So my standard's like, you know, 1 or 2% is like the worst case scenario. I don't want to do anything more than that, especially when you're dealing with like companies' data. And I've worked with medical practices and law and that kind of stuff where you'll be very careful. Yeah. But there's ways to make it better in that scenario too. General.
Sometimes if it doesn't know, it'll just give you an answer anyway.
Yep.
It's like, you just fucking made that up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you got me.
Yeah. One of the ways around that one is you can basically say no answer is better than a wrong answer.
Oh, yeah.
So you say, like, if you don't know, say I don't know, and that's a better answer than I want than you making it up. Because it's very rarely it makes it up. It goes, oh, with this information, that information, I can infer this. So if you say that's actually a worse answer, because it's still not a mind reader. Sometimes stuff comes up in code and you're like, fuck, I said, make it the best, this and this. And it was like, what does best mean? And you're like, yeah, well, I guess best is very different to everybody, isn't it? So yeah, it's
subjective.
Yeah. So it's an artificial intelligence, but it's not as intelligent as, you know, we have a conversation, you get common sense involved in there. It doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
It goes very context based.
I think the speed at which it's arisen over the last couple of years has made people think that it's just, it already is the be all and end all. It's still very early on. It's still very early.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially, and the reason why it's going is because everyone's using it now. So the actual language models are getting so big and so much money. Like, I remember back in the day, $1 billion was like, oh, like a funny thing to say. And now you're like, fucking, there's $1 trillion this and billions, there's 100 gajillion
I think $1 million,
literally.
$1 million was like the ultimate fucking sort of level of wealth in the house.
And now it's the average fucking house price in Brisbane.
It's this fucking apartment, mate, in Albany Creek. It's fucking $1 million.
Really? No shit. It's when I always try and learn something new every week. And I was saying to my wife the other day, I'm trying to learn the stock market, which is probably the worst fucking time to try and learn it. But I'm trying to learn it. I'm like, so SpaceX just IPO'd at some $1 trillion, but it's losing buckloads of money. And if you look at a business, you're like, okay, well, from my mind, okay, it makes $100,000 a year. You buy it, it's $500,000 worth of a business. Oh, I see that, you know, that's cool, buy shares in that. I can see it's making a profit. But these things are burning money. Like, they're all burning money. And they're all these massive valuations. And I don't understand. Like, from a business perspective of just a small business like I've run in the past, is it makes money. That's what makes it valuable. Yeah. And then you're like, the other way around. We spent $30 billion last month. You're like, on fucking what? Like, how did you get that money? You haven't made the money. How the fuck did you get the money? Yeah. So I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I guess it's all just speculation that it's going to do something in the future.
Yeah, right.
And this is my autistic brain. I go, well, if all 6 of you are trying to achieve the same outcome, and the first person to get it, which is AGI, so the first person that makes like the big dog AI that is like a human being, like a superhuman on every single thing it touches, well, then the other 5 companies are going to tank, surely, because they haven't made it and the other guys got it. So let's say Grok, or XAI now, or fucking Space XAI, whatever the fuck they call it now, it finds AGI and it goes, right, now recode yourself to make yourself perfect and do it 100,000 times today and make 100,000 copies of yourself and now recode everything. And then it has unlimited output to do everything. So at that point, Gemini's fucked, ChatGPT's fucked, Claude's fucked. Well, that's like, you know, I think it's something crazy. It's like 20% of the stock market is in 6 companies and they're all AI. So imagine 20% of the stock market gets wiped out. It's a global depression. You know what I mean? So I go like, how the fuck is one going to win and everyone doesn't get fucked? Because if just by the math,
there's spies in there that'll fucking steal the code.
Yeah, but you look at how much it just devalues, like 30%. SpaceX goes 30%. I don't know why it went down the last week. It seems the same fucking company it was to me a week ago, you know, and it loses that, and you go, what the fuck happened there? Yeah, like it's so strange. It's not like the company's changed dramatically in that time. I guess he did crash into the moon. See that?
No.
Yeah, he fucking did some rocket or something and then lit a part, smash into the moon recently, just big crater. Yeah, you can see it like a little dot like on the moon. You're like, that's not great. But it's it seems like it's fake. You know what I mean? Like you look at it all and you're like, it has to be just make believe money at some point.
Yeah.
Like a trillion. What's that math? It's like 1 million seconds is like 11 days.
Yeah.
Or 13 days.
And 1 billion is like 34 years.
Yeah, 33 years. And then like a trillion, it's 32,000 years. And you're like, what the fuck? So when someone got $1 billion and got a trillion, you're like, oh yeah. I'm like, it's pretty far apart.
Yeah.
Sit there for 11 days or 30 years, mate. You can tell how fucking different it is. So it's just scary. I just go like, you think about your daughter and that kind of stuff. You're like, well, fuck, like that kind of money around and how much everything's expensive moving around. It's wild.
Yeah.
We all can't make $55 million profit and fucking $100 million revenue in a year, can we? needs more avatars. Oh, yeah.
Dude, think about the change. Like we grew up in the last generation of no internet and no technology like we have now.
Yep.
We're the last to ever experience both worlds.
Yeah.
And think about how much we went from fucking camcorders, fucking giant camcorders to having and fucking dial-up dial-up internet that had to be used on the same phone line as the landline that was in your house, to now having the internet in your pocket, the world at your fingertips, fucking fast everything, cameras the size of fucking pins.
Yeah, it's wild.
If you think about that from when we were 10 years old to now we're 40, my daughter's 10, what the fuck is the world going to be when she's 40? We can't even fathom it. Our little brains have no concept of what is possible.
What's that? That's the whole thing. Like if you went back to the pyramids, you brought your iPhone, you'd be the king. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't. What do you mean? I'm like, how's it work? I go, you charge it. What the fuck's charging it? You're like, I don't know. It's electricity. How's electricity work? Fuck if I know electricity works. You wouldn't be the king. You know what I mean? Like, explain how an iPhone fucking works. You can't explain
until the battery runs out in a couple of hours.
But go back 30 years and go and tell your parents, like, you have the entire information of the entire human race in your hand. They go, what? I can call somebody, I can see their face in America, and we have a conversation, and it's got like a 1 second lag.
Yeah.
They wouldn't believe you.
Yeah.
And we'll have the same thing. Like you said, in 30 years' time, fuck, the internet wasn't around. What do you do back then? Like my daughter now, she's got so many fucking cool toys. She's got fucking like cars you drive and fucking cool things with buttons, like disco tables and shit. She's 2 years old. And, I'd go throw a tennis ball in the backyard and come back in 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like have a little that pole, you hit the ball and it goes around, hit the same ball. Like that's what we had. Like, what do you have now? It's just such a different ball game.
Yeah.
Look at some of the toys she has and I'm like, fuck, I'd probably play with that. If no one's watching, I'd probably play that myself. Like it's so cool. It's some cool shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know what it'll be, but I hope that it's positive.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Well, I think people like yourself probably use AI to multiply your output. I think a lot of people use it to try and do fuck all to get them back to a baseline. And that's when I go, well, you have to do something. And like, well, ChatGPT shit did this. And you're like, well, you just told it to do your assignment for you and did nothing else. Like, it's going to be pretty shit.
Because you wanted to do nothing.
Yeah, like if you use it to be a force multiplier, it's great. If you're using it to be a lazy prick to get it back to square one, I think it's still pretty far away.
Yeah. Like somebody messaged me the other day, Jared, your dog. He was dissecting all my videos and fucking captions.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you wrote this wrong, and you wrote this. Oh, ChatGPT wrote this wrong, and I'm like, oh, that fucking dog. Because I put like, say for this podcast, right? When I do the initial edit, it'll give me a text transcript.
Yep.
So I'll save and download that transcript. I'll put that transcript into Gemini.
Yeah.
And say, dissect this transcript and give me a caption for the podcast.
Yep.
And then I'll put that caption into the YouTube description.
Yep.
If I write it, I'm like fucking Kai's a mad dog. Watch this podcast.
Yeah, spelled my name wrong. Yeah.
But and every now and then it's wrong. Like for Jared's podcast, it said he was an operator in Iraq or something. He's like, I've never been to Iraq, dude. I'm like, fucking.
Now you have. Yeah.
Where the fuck did Gemini get that from? Just made that up.
It infers, yeah.
Yeah. But I probably need to go through it a bit with a bit more of a fine tooth
the big thing I've done now is recently you can do audio and transcript. So I actually can read audio now. Gemini can. So Vortex, I think, is the API for it. But yeah, you can play around with it. It'll listen to the audio and do a transcript off that. And you can also make it do a transcript straight quickly as well. So it can cross-reference each other and sometimes it picks up as little things. But it's always changing. Unless you're constantly watching it like a weirdo like I am, you're going to miss that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I do, I always read the caption. Obviously, I'm not just going to fucking post it. But like, if it's like, did this in Iraq, I'll brush,
If you
forget.
Defense,
There's so many conversations.
And then SE with defense, fuck. When it comes up somewhere, you get like a defense gets spelled
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
Fuck,
Like,
that's
you've
right.
got to get rid of the long hyphens. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pretend anymore that AI is not writing this.
Organize with a Z. Yeah. All that stuff's a dead giveaway.
That comes up as a with a little fucking spelt incorrect line though.
Yeah,
so
right.
It makes it a bit easier.
You can say like, look, when this transcript goes through, I'm in Australia. Don't use American spelling. That you can do that, but yeah, it's fucking still saves all the time.
Yeah.
Imagine them type out. You said back in the day, my typewriters, and you get one wrong and you go fuck, and you start the whole page again. You know what I mean? Like that sort of stuff. I think about those days and you go like, Christ, it's
fucking scrunch it up and fill in the paper.
My dad tells a story about like he went on a cruise and got like an abacus back in the day, like 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And he took it into the principal of his school, and the principal was like, "Let me see this thing." Oh, it's a calculator, like a massive fucking calculator. He bought it like a laptop. And he was like 12 plus 12. He's like, doesn't get better than that. The principal was like, "Whoa!" And
I remember when we were kids, and they're like, "You're not going to have a calculator in your pocket."
Yeah,
you got to learn these things.
Well, all that maths I learned in high school, like trigonometry. When I went to learn to fly helicopters, you just delete it, like that SOCAR, TOA shit, all that fucking stuff about triangles. I was like, never gonna use that. And sure enough, it was like everything you need to use in it. I got to parts. So I had to get like a tutor to show me how to do it, and I was like a sped, and I was like dribbling, trying to wipe my fucking thing, trying to learn it all. And yeah, these guys, some people have that maths brain where if you're drifting 1% over this long, how long are you gonna go? And I'm like, the fuck do I know? Like, and they go, oh, it's clearly 13 nautical miles. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. I'm like, we have GPS.
Yeah.
And they go, what if GPS goes down? I'm like, I'll just fucking land. I can see the ground. I'm like, I'm on a plane. How the fuck I'm going? Like, I can just go, like, that's the Q1. I'm like, that's Brisbane. I might just land in that paddock. Like, I'm not going to die. But they're like, no, you need to do it without it. I'm like, all right. I don't know. There's something to be said about that, though. The old school stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's an interesting world, mate. It's an interesting world we live in.
It is. It's only going to get more interesting. I think and I hope that things like this, where you have real conversations, will become more craved.
I think so. I would never have thought that podcasts would be the things that pick up. You know what I mean? I would have thought that maybe something else. I don't know. But the video side of the house helps. I always seem to watch a lot more video podcasts than I do audio.
Oh, yeah. I have to watch it.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to see the facial expressions and what's going on here.
Yeah, so I think, weirdly enough, though, sometimes when you're driving on an audio book or something like that, I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks sometimes.
Yeah, but it's weird to think where things move, whether it's not like movies and the news are no longer the place you get a lot of your information from. A lot of people will
social media.
Listen to a podcast, listen to this, and, whether it's, my missus listens to Shameless and other stuff like that she likes, and it's always something for someone. There's 1,000 billion things out there.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. There's like, how many podcasts there are?
I don't know. I'd love to know. It'd be a crazy amount. Especially now because the barrier to get in is so small these days. You can just try it. Yeah.
One of these, a couple of those.
Yeah, but I guess, your sound and quality is probably at the higher end than most. We see some people just sit there with a phone and you just record it and you're like, oh, I guess.
Yeah. But I find like I sort of based it on what I would watch. And I can't watch something that's sort of grainy or sounds tinny or
fair. And what a lot of the time you see like Theo Von, those guys have got like that. Pull it up and you watch a little clip and it pops up there.
That's the one thing that I'm like, do I need? But then I'm like, how would I use that in these sort of conversations? I don't think I would.
Probably not because it's not current events based. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if there was something like specifically on for something specific, maybe like this is going down, we're going to talk about Iran or what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I guess you could do it that way.
Theo's like, what else?
Yeah.
What's been going on?
Yeah, he's funny though. I think he's very clever. You see those guys that are like, most of those comics that are switch and fast that are very switch units.
Yeah.
Like
he's definitely a lot smarter than he lets on. Yeah.
I think that haircut is a lot of heavy lifting to make it the other way around. But even like, a lot of the podcasts are funny. Like you like Tim Dillon. Like you watch him rant, and you're like, you can't.
He is very smart.
Yeah. You watch him, and you're like, you've just riffed 45 minutes straight on like one topic.
Yeah,
and it's somehow like
not just like a relevant shit show. It somehow comes.
No,
from,
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know.
He's the king of rant.
Oh, he is. Yeah, a couple of times I watched some of the stuff he's done recently. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he just does it by himself too. Just fucking blasts into a camera.
yeah. And I watched it a couple of times on the Joe Rogan podcast and stuff, and I thought, yeah, look, he's okay, funny, but by himself, he's hilarious. Like how he'll just 45 minutes on like a made up story about like something. Yeah, and I just go, how did you get to that point? You know, just practice, I guess. I'd love to look at his first and second podcast and see if he was still the same.
Yeah.
Look at the original Joe Rogan podcast. And like, oh, fuck.
Such
like
trash.
you wouldn't watch it.
You can't watch it. Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll look back in 2 or 3 years' time and go, fuck. Like, look at the first podcast. Everyone does.
Oh, look at fucking go back and look at episode 1. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, really? I haven't looked at it. And look, I look back at like the conversations you have in your work sphere, like DVA stuff. You know, you just haven't got the information in your head. You can't get it out to somebody in a clear way. And then you learn that these 4 or 5 ways to say it, it lands. And you end up saying the same thing over and over again. Like my missus will walk past my door and be like, it's the same thing I always say over and over and over again because it lands. Yeah.
Broken record.
Literally. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think you're doing a good thing. I think you're getting a lot of good people on and getting the voice out. A lot of cool topics out there.
Yeah. Yeah, a good variety of guests across the board. I'm finding a lot of the it's the connection. It's the connection with people. Like you were saying before, a lot of guys will go rural after defence, and a lot of those guys are reaching out to me going,
yeah, right.
I'm loving, you know, the people you have on and the fact that I can connect with them and feel like, you know, I'm not alone out here.
Yeah. And I think it's always Perth. Everyone's gone to Perth. I don't know why. Recently, every prick's gone to Perth. I don't know why. I reckon I spoke to like 17 people in the last like month. Everyone's jumping up and going to Perth.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Fuck's over there.
Well, they say it's like really good beaches, 1/3 the price of the houses.
Beaches are trash over there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're fucking full of shit to me then. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Like a lot of people won't. And I think as you get older, you don't want to be in the grind of the city.
I fucking hate the city.
You know, it's always like, well, how far is to the city? I'm like, when the fuck's the last time you went to the city? Mrs. the day I was like, nice to be nice in the city. I'm like, when do we go in there?
Why do I care how fucking far away it is?
Literally, I was like, I can't think of anything worse than going to the city. I guess if you go to the AFL, NRL or something, Suncorp and that kind of stuff. But yeah, fuck, like, I can't remember the last time I went in there.
No, I hate the city. I think I have a periodontal appointment once a year in the city. Yep. That's the only time I go in.
If you had your dream, where would you live if you're in like a dream house? Or a dream land, bit of land somewhere, or?
In Australia, to be on the beach.
Yeah, beach one.
Yeah, I love like just the ocean. Fucking it's calming. It's I just love that feeling of sort of gives you inner peace in a city. Is just and just somewhere without all the commute, like the stop-start traffic everywhere you go. Dude, I have to drive my daughter to school.
No, mate, absolutely. No,
not now. No. I have to drive my daughter to school, and I moved here from Ashgrove.
Oh, right, okay.
Paddington.
Yeah.
So she'd already done the first, 5 years there. Like, we're not going to change our schools. So I have to drive her from here to Ashgrove in peak hour traffic in the mornings and coming back from in the afternoons. It is a fucking nightmare. That's So yeah, I ride the motorbike now.
Oh yeah, nice. And you said you got like the communication stuff where they're in the back and that kind of stuff.
I ended up taking it back to the shop because couldn't hear each other.
Work. Yeah, right.
But so it used to take me about 50 minutes to get to Ashgrove from here. Fuck. But the motorbike now is 20.
Oh really? Okay, that's good. Yeah, you do a bit of lane splitting, that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, just straight down the middle.
I find it hard on the Harley. I don't know. I've got the big ape hangers and stuff, and I'm like, fuck.
It would be hard with apes.
Yeah.
I've got just the little.
Yeah. Well, the Ducati was fun.
You get under most things.
Yeah. The Ducati was fun. Like when I used to pick my missus up, but she used to work when I was at Norman Park. I used to go to the RSL and then ride the motorbike home and pick her up on the way through. She worked in the city. And it's like it's that same thing. It's like almost like watching a TV show of someone that used to do that. Because it just feels like, I saw a meme the day, it was like 2019 was 8 years ago. You're like, fuck.
I used to talk to people. Yeah. I used to talk to people when I was at SRC and that, and talking about their. I was here. No, yeah, on the podcast, fucking last year. I talked to people and I go, when'd you get out? And they go, 2015. I was like, so recently? They're like, no, 10 years ago.
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, fuck. And you feel like,
it does speed up, doesn't it? Like it's not like it seems like your life was a year. Like going to school was fucking ages.
Yeah.
And now summer's like,
It's
oh, summer again. You're like,
exponentially faster, yeah.
Like it was summer like last week. Like how the fuck, it was New Year's Day like a week ago. How the fuck did that work? It's crazy.
I know. I've had conversations this year in particular that everybody's on the same page of what the fuck is going on? Like how are things moving so fast right now?
Do you think it's kids too? Do you think kids, like I always said, that the days are long and the weeks are fast? That's what it feels
Days
like.
are long, weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you feel like, fuck, today's felt like 3 weeks. And then you go, oh, fuck, it's Friday.
Yeah.
That seems what it is. I don't know if you're just busy all the time.
I've heard a theory. It's based on knowledge and experience. So when you're a kid, it's the first time you've done a lot of things. Oh, right. So it feels like it lasts forever. But when as you get older, as you get to our age, you've done it 1,000 times. You've lived this day, fucking
I like that.
Groundhog Day. So it just goes by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, actually, it's weird. Like, my daughter will be like, we go watch it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? We walk into the laundry and it's like the dryer. And you watch it and you're like, that is actually pretty cool. Like you watch it, you sit there and you're like, it's not bad. Like you watch it, like, I could watch this for 30 seconds and you just walk past it 1,000 times. Or she'd be like, birdie or moon. And you're like, fuck, like the moon's up there. Like it's a planet. Like, it's weird. You just walk past 1,000 times. Yeah. And I think she loves, just the trees and grass. And I think you're right. Maybe there's something to that.
Yeah.
You take it for granted and just sort of like, oh, it's same old, same old.
Yeah.
You buy a new car, it's the best thing ever. And then 3 months later, like, oh, it's the car.
Yeah.
It's that comfortable slippers, I guess.
Yeah. Even now, like, I remember when I used to go to the Sunshine Coast when I was a kid, it used to feel like
the drive.
A 6-day drive to get up there. It felt like an eternity. Yeah. But now it's like just a short fucking commute.
All my family's from Noosa. I remember those trips. It was like you get in the car, you sit in the back, and there's no iPad. You're just fucking sitting there and like listen to the same CD. You got a single 5 songs over and over again. And my dad's trying to kill himself on the whole trip there doing the circle of the same 5 songs over again, like 5 or something like that. Those old artists over and over again. He's probably hungover, driving the car to the fucking Noosa to see his different brothers. That's a funny thing too. You look back and your dad at the time when you were young was just the same age as you now.
Yeah,
that's weird.
When you thought they were adults.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And I go, when the fuck did I become an adult?
Yeah, creeps up on you.
Yeah.
And then you realise there's no such thing as a fucking adult.
No, and you look back and you go, fuck, that's a stupid thing my dad said. And you're like, but he was probably tired
younger than you at the time.
This. Or, yeah, literally. I think my dad was 30 when he had me. I was 35 when I had my daughter. And then, so you're just the same age. And now you're something, your mate's starting to turn 40 and you're like, fuck. My dad, when he was 40, he was old. Yeah. And now you're like, not that old. But yeah, it's strange, isn't it? And you hear that stuff being told to you when you're young and you're like, oh, fuck off, you're just old, And now it gets to you and you're like, shit, it is the case. Yeah. And I think if you have injuries, you feel older too.
Definitely makes you feel older.
Yeah.
You fucking start making the old man noises when you get out of chairs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, I catch myself doing that all the time.
Even when you're like, when you're fighting that kind of stuff, you hurt something. And like 6 days later when you're young, you're like, oh, I'm good now.
Yeah.
And now it's like 8 weeks later.
Dude, I get like a cut on my hand or something. It feels like it takes 3 months to fucking close over.
Yeah. It's always like you speak to people and I was like, how'd you get your back? I sneezed. It's never like I was doing a max deadlift and fucking, PR'd out. And
dude,
that kind of
I was like a transformer the other day. I couldn't fucking turn around. I couldn't turn my neck. Just slept funny.
Yeah. Sleeping funny. I said the other day, like my daughter, I've been kicked in the nuts like 50 times in my life and 46 times in the last 12 months. Like she's just got a pinpoint to straight into the fucking shots. And like, it's like an ongoing joke now with my wife. Like she'll come across, you just forget. And then she'll be like, all right, bang, bang. And you're like, and you just go chuck your guts up for 30 seconds while you come back around. But it's. I
used to have like an automatic, as she came near me, my hand would just
literally,
go. And
no one tells you that's not in a brochure. That's not in the brochure. It's fucked. And yeah, and she walks up now. It's bad. She was like, where's daddy's penis balls go? And I'm like, you can't say that. We're back in the shops. Like, and she was like, and she go to my. I'm like, go fuck off. Like, go to mum. Like, yeah, she's just finding out. In the shower and all that kind of fucking stuff. in that age. But yeah, I don't know why. Why can't she punch my eyes or my nose or something? Like, why is it always the nuts?
That's a good heat seeker.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, but I think that there is something to do with it when the kids are around, you slow down. Like if I would work into the distance, I'd work into 12 at night every night. If my daughter didn't come in and be like, Dad, she slows you down. I think anyway. Never used to be that way. I never used to really work long hours and that kind of stuff. You try and find ways not to do that, but I guess when you're launching new things, you have to put the time in.
Yeah, so much time. I always justify that to myself as well. It's just like, this is growing. I've got to fucking put the work in.
I've got to be careful, and I always push both a couple of companies in the run. It's always about the output. It's not about input. Would you rather an employee that worked 18 hours a day and got fuck all done? Would you rather somebody work 1 minute and got everything you wanted done? Should that person in 1 minute be punished? Hard. Because you go, well, you can work way longer, but that's not the point, is it? It's the same thing. Or that,
get it done.
Or that if someone's trying to destroy your life, but they're actually driving people to your business and improving your life, but they're actively trying to destroy and they hate you, or there's someone who really loves you but is making your life worse, who do you remove? You know what I mean? There's a lot of that stuff, and you're like, oh, yeah, like think about that stuff because it's all about output, in my opinion.
Yeah, right.
It's hard.
You asked me before where I would live in a perfect world. It'd be Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand, you reckon?
Yeah.
Which I was in Koh Samui, I don't know, 4 years ago now, and that's beautiful. I don't know if I could live in Phuket.
There are nice parts of Phuket.
Yeah, outside of hustle and bustle.
Don't go to Patong.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
Kind of where I was.
anywhere that's like Patong is like the sort of mecca.
Yeah, probably was there. I was in Phuket.
The further you go from Patong, it's like being Brisbane City. The
Yeah.
further you go out,
Yeah, fair.
the more things change. It's
Yep.
less, it's cheaper. Like you can go 15 minutes from Patong and pay half the price for everything.
Yeah, right, okay.
Patong
Yep.
is just
Tourist
Sin
central.
City, tourist
Yeah, right.
central, yeah. But yeah, just the whole fucking life over there. People are like, oh, it's for the lady boys. It's for the fucking
Yeah,
for
some
the
of
bar
them,
girls.
some of them are smoking hot too. Like
Okay.
it's like I remember my wife was there and went to like a ladyboy show, and you couldn't tell. There's no way. There's no someone who walked past and you're like, you would never know.
There is 100% ladyboys that you have. There is no way to fucking tell unless you talk.
Well, yeah,
If
but
you just see them,
yeah. But they've all got that same sort of high accent
fucking
too.
smoking hot chick.
Yeah, and you just no idea.
No.
You just have no. And I think it's an interesting culture. Like they're lovely, and I went to. It's weird. It's that dichotomy as well of that older generation. My dad, I'm not going to that. I'm not going to go to those fucking shows. And I went with all the wives and my wife, and it was funny as fuck. They got up there and they did the dancing.
Ping pong
and-
show.
No, it was like almost like a
Oh, the burlesque show.
toned down burlesque show, and I got put up on stage and danced with the fat dude who didn't try at all to look like a man, look like a chick, like got a beard and just like a big like a dress on and we dance and that sort of stuff. But I think you're right. Like there's no way you can tell.
No. But no, it's not for the fucking ladyboys.
Not just for ladyboys.
Not just I like girls.
Yeah.
No, just the people are beautiful.
Yeah.
So friendly, so welcoming, non-judgmental. You can wear a fucking pink fucking tutu and a yellow fucking hard hat.
Yeah, true.
Walk down the street and no one will judge you. I was doing a podcast and we're sitting here in singlet and short shorts. I was like, we could go to a fancy fucking 5-star
Yeah.
restaurant right now.
Yep.
And we would get treated exactly the same as if we were wearing a fucking suit and tie. If we tried, we wouldn't even get in the fucking door if we were in Brisbane trying to go to a nice restaurant in a singlet and shorts.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. They just don't have like everything in Australia. It's pretentious. In the Western world, we have it's all based on how much money you make, what sort of car you drive, what you wear. You're judged based on how you present yourself.
Yep.
Whereas over there, there's no. It's a poor country, right? So people aren't judged on what they have; they're judged on who they are. And if you're nice,
Yeah.
then you're
I think status over
treated
there
well.
status over there is more about the kind of person you are than what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you're nice, you're, sweaty carp, you
Yeah,
fucking, you do the pleasantries,
Yeah.
they will treat you the same way no matter what you look like.
Yeah, right.
If you're rude, they'll sort of be standoffish. And
Well, manners are free. I always say to people, like, fuck, if someone's rude, and I like to say I'm never rude by accident.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like I'm never rude by accident. Like,
I've
you
never
know,
heard back something.
Yeah, and like when someone says like Kai was rude to you, Mrs. is like, well, what did you do? Like, because I'm usually overly nice to everybody, and then all of a sudden, if you get a bad version of me, it's generally because you've done some stupid shit. So yeah, I don't know. It's cultures. That culture when I was there, I don't remember much as I was drinking the entire time, but in the end, it's also they're kind. Everyone was kind. I never one bad interaction with any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like I said, the tourists are the ones you're like, oh fucking hell, they're the ones that are the problems.
Yeah.
A lot of the time,
You
Russians.
see that. Russians.
yeah, Russian pricks.
Russians are bad.
Yeah. Aussies aren't great.
They're Aussies are just loose.
Yeah.
Because Russians are rude.
Yeah, that's true. They're more just drunk and
manners are free.
Yeah.
And you see Russians, hey, give me a beer.
Yeah. Clicking.
Fucking
clapping, yeah.
Please is easy and free, mate.
Yeah. I had it, someone was saying Americans are rude and like when they travel and that kind of stuff, when they're rude. And I went across and had stem cells done last year. No, it would have been last year in March. And I had a great experience over there. And one of the guys I was with, he was basically saying that when they travel, they expect to get the same sort of service that they get when people travel to their country. Because when I was over there, all they were doing was like get this shit off their back. They embrace tourists, they want you there, great, come to the restaurant, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And when they don't get that back, they get sassy. That's sort of what they were saying. And I was like, oh, interesting. Because you hear about the Americans being weirdos and gun crazy and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have any of that. They were just super fucking nice, almost like Australians, but just a bit fatter.
Yeah. Dude, if you based your opinions only on what you see on social media and movies and stuff, you wouldn't fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, true.
When you do go to these places that you feel have a bad reputation and are unsafe and fucking this and that, you're like, oh, it's actually great.
Yeah.
Everyone's super nice.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's definitely, I think I don't watch any news, like almost at all. Like someone will say,
like mainstream media.
And I'm like, fucking, I don't know. Like, I'll watch 5-10 minutes of something, see what's going on. That's it. But then when you open up a news media channel or you look up, news.com or whatever it may be, it's always negative. There's never a good story.
It's because that's what fucking, that's what brings attention.
I'm sure there'll be heaps of really cool things that are moving along. Some of the Instagram accounts I follow, it's like, positive things that have happened, that a human doing cool things.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that, 100 years ago, a king didn't have a hot shower. So we're all living like kings now.
Yeah.
100 years ago. Would you trade? Oh, yeah, go trade. Would you? Because you don't brush your teeth. You fucking die at 40 and you haven't had a hot shower. And are you sure? It's not as fucking, not all ups all the time.
I think I heard Jimmy Carr say that the other day, 100 years ago.
Yeah, maybe that's where I heard that, actually. Yeah, he's quite insightful, actually, for a comedian.
Oh, he's
like almost like a philosopher. I think he might have done philosophy at uni. Maybe. He sounds like that. Which is weird because if you see him on stage, you wouldn't think that. Yeah.
Crash.
But you reckon Thailand, eh?
Yeah, I love it. I've been to Bali. Didn't like Bali.
No, I'm not a Bali fan.
Yeah. Beautiful people, beautiful culture. Food is fucking sensational.
Yeah.
Fresh. It's like super healthy.
Yeah, right.
Cheap as fuck. And you feel like if I lived here by myself, I didn't have my daughter.
Yep.
I just went about my business, did my shopping, did this, did that. I would feel very alone.
Yeah, isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in Thailand, you never feel alone because everybody wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
The locals are all very, very chatty, very happy to have conversations. Very rarely would you walk past someone on the street and then not just say hello just because you're walking past. Like you feel like I can travel there by myself and feel very comfortable alone.
Yeah, right. Well, that's probably a good sign that it's a place you want to be. I guess like a familiarity without being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's pretty cool. I think I go to the mountains. I think I've always gravitated towards like Mount Tambourine and that kind of place like that, like inland, hinterland places.
You have more of that sort of country vibe up in the mountains as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. It's the same kind of like vein that you're talking about. You go to like Mount Tambourine, that main street, and all this nice locals, I think there's something about that.
Yeah, there is.
Which is weird because everyone's like, how close are you to the fucking city? And you're like, fuck the city. It's weird.
Yeah, my mate lives up in Mount Nebo. Same thing. Got a little community up there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone. And
you thinking about schools, like I got my daughter, she's 2, and all of a sudden like, start applying for schools. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Now? And
mate, it doesn't stop. And it's like, what high school are you going to? Fucking, what are you going to do with your life? Mate, she's 10. Let her be a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And fucking still don't know what to do with my life. I might do this for the next 10 years. Might not. I don't know. Like, things change.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking look at this.
Yeah, literally. It's pretty rough that you ask a 15-year-old kid or 16-year-old kid, like, decide what you want to do and fucking run with it.
Yeah.
Go to uni and pay 30, 40 grand for uni and do that.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have a massive challenge with my ex-wife because she's like one of those people that's like very academic. Education is the most important thing in life. And it's like, I would prefer that Lily takes a couple of years off after school.
Well, especially because you can fucking leave school, become a mature age student, fuck your OP, go get some life experience and come back. Like, why grind yourself to a halt to get an OP 1 or 2 or 3, what the fuck it is, to then try and get to uni when you can literally just get some life experience and get there anyway.
Yeah. That's what I did. I went back as like a 23, 24-year-old. And
most of the time, that's a much more successful outcome than people going through. How many dropouts? I dropped out 3 times. You know, went back, went to physio for, I think I was the record for the least amount of attendance in 2020 or 2023, went back to uni for 1 day, forgot my lab coat, went, fuck this. No, I was already, the other company I was running was obviously taking up at the time, and I was like, I can't do both. And I'm like, oh, fuck it then. And that was it. That was the sign from the university to leave. So it's only 12 hours in uni, I was done. It was my 3rd try. But I like learning. I hate being forced to study. That's the difference. Like, I'll learn something forever. Like, I'll keep learning for the rest of my days. But studying something, when you go, you're never going to use this. That's hard for me to do.
Yeah.
Especially if it's against the grain and hard for you to learn as well as you know it's not necessary. That's
like dumb shit in the military, right? Like, do this, you're like, why? That's retarded.
It's always funny to think background as well. Someone said the other day, like, did you ever throw a grenade? And I was like, yeah, I think I got qualified. I think I threw one like once.
Grenade?
Yeah. And you go, and you're just expected to know that now? Like, fuck that. Like, someone gives you a grenade now, and you're like, yeah, 100%. I'm like, no. How do you do it? Like, show me again one more time. Full of pin. Yeah, full of pin. Yeah, but you go, even looking back, you know, someone hands you like a minimize, something like that, you'd probably be able to do it, but.
I know. I always think that. I was like, if someone handed me a GAT right now, would muscle memory just kick in and I know exactly what to do? You're
pretty close, I think. You might fuck up, like, you know, you might go from, you know, stop to safe, what the fuck it is, or safe to load and that sort of stuff with a magazine in there and fuck up one of the step-by-step drills, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you miss a step or something.
Yeah.
But overall, you probably...
You'd be safe, though. You'd be much safer than not picking a gun up the first time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I think about some of the stuff you qualify, like claymores. Like, we did one. Like, fuck, you put it together now. Fuck off. Like, if I get it wrong and faces the wrong way, we're all dead. Are you sure for me to do it? I did it once. I was hungover when I did it. Someone else pushed the button. I just watched. We're all qualified now, are we?
Yeah.
Look at that sort of stuff. You're like, fucking, yeah. It's amazing how quickly you can get qualified for something, and they go, "Well, you're qualified now. Show the unit." You're like, "Fucking what?" I think back at those times, and you go, "What could I actually do now and actually be confident at?" Or fuck all.
Probably.
Yeah, just like fighting. Like, you didn't for 10 years. I'm sure if I put gloves on and tried to box now, I'd be a fucking retard. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do something for 10 years. 10 years and not doing it.
Yeah, you definitely, your footwork would probably be lacking.
Well, here's a great example. I told you I played tennis. I played tennis when I was still at the Gold Coast when I just left the army. So it must have been like 2017, 2018. And I know I did 30 hours of tennis a week for 15 years, 8 years off, and I was skying balls outside of the thing, couldn't hit the ball, air swinging, everything. Like, I was like I'm sure it comes back fast, but like, people would have been like, this guy, he's never played tennis in his life. But I literally would have played thousands and thousands and thousands of hours.
Yeah, right.
And it's that fast. Muscle memory is interesting. Plus, you're a different person too. You're 16, 15, then you're 30. Like, it's a lot different.
Yeah. If you don't have those fucking neural pathways activating all the time.
And you swing the same as you would, but your body's completely different.
Yeah.
So, interesting too. strange times. But trying to think back, and even like getting into a helicopter now, I haven't flown in like 18 months. You'd probably be able to do it, but you wouldn't want anybody in with you for the first 10, 20 hours so you felt it right again.
Yeah, right.
You know.
How many hours does it take to get a helicopter license?
Depends. It's usually competence based. It says the minimum is something, I think maybe 50 hours plus a test, I think, or something like that. And then I think more for commercial. And then you get more exams for commercial and less. But yeah, it just depends. But yeah, it's mainly minimum hours when you're competent enough to pass the test.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the stuff is
like a driver's license.
Yeah, pretty much. Minimum time and you do that, but I guess a lot more consequences in the fucking helicopters. But I didn't go. A lot of people go fixed wing first and then go into helicopters. I just went straight to helicopters.
Fixed wing is in an airplane.
Yeah. So you can get sort of the feel for it. You learn about, you know, the air traffic and the runways and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lot easier. You know, you're not. Yeah, it's like flying helicopters, like standing on a on one of those fit balls trying to like play a computer game. It's fucking, when you first start, trying to hover is really hard. When you first start. Yeah, you think it's easiest, but there's so much stuff going on. You just like, you're fucking shaking all over the shop, and it's scary as fuck when you first start it. As opposed to you just get speed, get some lift, and you sort of just off you take. It's a lot easier in that scenario. But a lot of people get their hours up there, and then they can sort of half figure it out and come that way. I just went straight into the deep end, and I was scared of heights when I started. So I got it up pretty fucking quick. Because you know what auto rotation is?
Auto rotation.
Yeah. Basically, it's an engine fails on a helicopter. You got to try and land it. It's fucking scary as shit the first time you do it, because you just basically they just go up, simulating engine failure, and you start falling to the ground, and you got to like land it.
Fuck.
Yeah. So there's ways to do it. It's not nowhere near as scary as you think it is when you learn how to do it. But basically, yeah, you just sort of, the blades don't stop spinning. You still get lift, and you still got forward momentum, so you can still actually, you know, pick a spot and go for it. So, you know, if I had to land it, well, obviously you don't need a runway to land. You could land a paddock or something like that, which is a bit better. But yeah, it's pretty scary to do that. And it's coming towards you, like, fuck. And then you got to sort of flare and then sort of just sort of skid on the ground for the last little bit. So yeah, you learn to do that, and that's fucking scary. Yeah, it's really fucking scary. Because the first bit, like that point when you're like, you know, in a roller coaster where it drops on you, like that's what happens in your guts when the thing drops. You just instantly start falling. Yeah, it's not nice. And they do it, and then, you know, when you're training, they do it on purpose. Like, engine failure, 3, 2, 1, you're like, ah, and you just fucking start falling. You're like, fuck. Yeah. It's interesting when you're learning, because my second lesson in, I was like, how's your health? That's what do you mean? I'm like, we're flying around, and you haven't taught me to land yet. And he goes, no. I'm like, so if you have a heart attack now, I'm completely fucked. He goes, yep. I was like, so how's your health, mate? Like, shouldn't you teach me how to fucking land like first up?
Yeah.
Like, taking up's fine. Like, what about fucking landing? Yeah, no, like,
That should be the first lesson.
Yeah, if you have a heart attack now, I'm completely fucked. Like, there's no way. You know, with the plane, you can sort of like, oh, maybe. The helicopter, that you have 0% chance of landing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you basically got to hover perfectly still and then slowly lower yourself down. So the hardest part of, you know, flying really is hovering until you master it. So the first time you do it, you're in this. And you basically lose control, and the instructor sort of gets it back, and you fucking lose control again and gets it back, and you just slowly do it. So, yeah, and I laughed, and he's like, no one's asked that before. I went, oh, okay. Because, yeah, if you have a heart attack or anything, or a seizure or something, like, we're both dead. Yeah, it's like that. I guess it's same as a car, I guess. You think about that, you're in a driving lesson, and someone fucking dies with the foot in the accelerator, I guess. But,
if you're not fucking,
Yeah. But it's literally like someone being on a motorbike showing how to ride a motorbike, and then they haven't told you about the clutch or how to like brake, and you just go, oh, he's dead now. And you're just like, oh, all right, looks like I'm hitting a tree. Yeah, it's interesting.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
No, well, mate, it's been a pleasure chatting to you.
Yeah, you too. It's good.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
For sure. Have to dust off the bike and get for a ride.
Yeah, Sean was saying actually got to do that, and my bike's like yellow and black, which apparently is like their colours. The
VM.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's got colours. I'm like, you do it on purpose? I'm like, no. But yeah, have to get it out there.
Go and grab a steak some night.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Blast.
Sounds good to me.
Rumble fucking. Me and Sean went for a ride fucking together with 2 street bobs.
Yep.
Thunderous through the city.
Yeah. I think I've got it. I always know what it's called because I've got mine modded so much. I can't remember what the actual model. I think it's called a street bob.
It's mine's a street fat bob, I think it is.
I think mine's, I'm not sure. I have to have a look, but it's so different now. It all looks completely different. It's all been chopped up and changed and wheels and that kind of stuff. So it's hard to tell.
Customised.
Yeah, I think it's street bob, not glide, but yeah, I think it's a street bob or something like that. Yeah, they're the ones.
Yeah,
mate. Well, we definitely have a ride.
For sure.
That sounds good. No, legend, mate.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Ma, I don't think that I'll be coming home for long. Got some internal horse to fight alone. Hey, Dad, sounds of planes and bullets won't leave me alone. So I try to close my eyes and drown the noise. Hey, God, been a minute since the last time that we spoke. And I ain't the best to keep in touch for long. Please tell Mom and Dad I'm gonna miss them when I'm gone. make sure they know they've never been at fault. So please, Ma, don't you cry. You know that I was born to die. I know you'll keep me in your prayers and hope I make it home alive. Oh, hey, Dad, remember that young boy you once thought had a fight? He's scared of death and still regrets his weakness, makes you pay the price. Oh, brothers, I'm so sorry, I'm the one that made it home. I should be 6 feet under on my own. Hey, that's spending millions gearing me up for some war, but not a penny helping me come home. Lord knows there's no going back to normal anymore. Been 3 long tours, so fighting's all I know. So sad these politicians don't know greed comes at a cost. Then wonder why the hell I feel so lost. So please, Ma, don't you cry. You know that I was born to die. I know you'll keep me in your prayers and hope I make it home alive. Oh, hey, Dad, remember that young boy you once thought had a fight? He's scared of death and still regrets his weakness, makes you pay the price.